What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. We have a very special episode for you guys. We started with a listener mailbag. We reached out to you guys on Twitter. We have a good amount of questions to get through, so we're going to do that, and then whatever time is left, we're just going to talk about some of the cool free agency stuff that's been going on, because we're still in the midst of that. But before we get into all that, boys, how are we doing?
Terrible.
Oh?
Just not good.
Okay.
My body feels like it's shutting down.
That's how mine feels right now.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I'm tired.
What's wrong with both
There may
of
be a
you?
different reason, but I'm just tired. I don't know about Miller.
It's allergy season, and
I have
I've been
bad
sleeping a
ones
lot
too.
because I've
Yeah.
been up watching film, and I think
enough.
I might have some sort of stomach thing going on. I don't know. And I'm also staring at a computer for too long, and I'm getting really bad headaches. So, no bueno.
You know what you need
Just
to
a
Get
lot
blue
do?
light glasses.
Yep.
Blue light glasses.
I know. I've been trying to.
Or if
I
you
haven't had a
have
chance
real
to go out.
glasses, just get the blue light filter on them. That's what I have.
Yeah, I got to get actual blue light glasses because I don't.
I'm
wear
pretty sure
glasses.
Geek's rotted. Brain would be rotted by now if he didn't have blue light.
Yeah,
The
Probably.
amount of time he has to look at a computer screen for his job.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know I got to invest in a pair. I just haven't had a chance to. Is the only thing.
Gamer advantage
Enough.
is great. That's something I can tell you.
Valid.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it. I need something.
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good now. Finally getting over all the COVID stuff, so that's good.
Sure. Tough.
Getting easily angered though, cause middle of quitting smoking, and that's fun. By middle, I mean it's been 4 days since I've had a cigarette, so
Hey,
Doing
that's
great.
progress. Progress is progress.
I didn't even know you smoked.
how did you not know that?
Definitely
I don't
knew
know.
that.
I don't know how I didn't know that. but
Probably
good for you,
because the
man.
amount of times we've had 5-hour-long conversations, and I just sit here through them.
Fair.
That's
True.
probably it.
Good for you, man. I'm proud of you.
Thanks,
Good
dog.
progress.
Thanks, dog. We're getting
Shit's
better.
hard.
It
Not that I
is.
know from experience, but
No, well,
I've seen
yeah. It's also so weird though. So I've smoked since an unreasonably young age. It was a problem. I was 12. Bad
I
choices.
did know about it then.
Bad
I
choices.
remember you telling me that
Yep.
specifically that you
Bad
were smoking at a
choices
young
were
age. I
made.
just didn't know you still did.
So I've smoked for just about half my life, so that's wild. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not that old, so saying that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. But
It's
yeah,
rough.
that's the process I'm in the middle of. Jake, how you doing?
I am doing okay, man. I'm a little tired, but other than that, we are vibing. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna open this thing with a listener mailbag. We have, I think, like I said at the top, like 20 plus questions to get through, so we're just gonna hop right in with our first one. Who can go worst to first in their division? I have a couple answers, and I'll just give whatever one you guys don't say. So I'll let you guys. No, they will not.
He's
No,
gonna say
they
it,
will
and then
not.
I'm gonna clown
No.
the fuck out of him. So go ahead.
Okay, you guys, you two can go first. I'll have my
Miller's
answer
going
ready,
first because he's gonna say some dumb shit. So go ahead.
I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. Who finished last in the AFC East? Was it the Jets? Did they end up finishing worse than the Patriots?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Because if they did, that's my
was-
pick.
I did Substack articles on this. It
I
was.
did Substack articles on. Homie doesn't
It was the
remember.
Jets. The Jets.
It was the Jets.
So the Jets finished last. Then yeah, that's a gimme pick. I just want to point out, okay, with the Bears, we don't have a starting tackle, a starting center, a starting edge rusher, or a starting corner. Like we are not going from worst to first. The Lions are stacking up. The Vikings are still better than we are. We have way too many holes. I just wanted to bait you guys. I thought it would be funny.
Okay, I was gonna go fucking hard.
No, there are way too many holes in Chicago still for me to make that
And
claim. Now, if
I'm
we draft
still-
well, maybe I'll go crazy
Nah,
and say that, but I'm not saying
Because
that
it
right
doesn't matter. There's still not a team in the North better than Minnesota. Cool. The Lions added one piece on defense, and it's not even a real safety. It's a slot corner. Cool. Have fun guarding. Who is CJ Gardner-Johnson going to stop in our division that matters? Cool. Have fun stopping Darnell Mooney while fucking DJ Moore puts up 250. I fucking
That's
Jesus
real.
Christ.
He's real for that one. Man, DJ Moore's a bear, man. That's
there you go. That's all you need for this year.
Smile on my face.
When did that happen? What? DJ Moore?
I'm glad you have something to be happy about for this year. That and Fields is going to look good, but I'm
and
sorry.
Kari sticking around. But anyways, back to worst to first.
Don't forget about Kari.
The Jets, like I said, I think is the obvious answer, especially if they end up with Rodgers. I think they are by far the best team in the AFC East. You've got the Patriots kind of in limbo right now. I don't know what the hell they're doing. The Bills are... Okay. Yeah, and then the Bills are getting worse. Their window has closed, and then Miami, sure, they'll have to deal with them. I think they're going to be their biggest threat in the AFC East, assuming Tua is playing, because we still don't know what's going on with that. But I think the Jets are probably the obvious answer here, and that's what I'm going to go with.
Did you just say the Bills' window is closed?
Not closed, closing.
Okay. I wanted to make sure.
I didn't mean to say closed. It's never closed. They have Josh Allen.
I was going to say, they have Josh Allen. There is no closed window.
I meant getting smaller. Like, it is not...
Yes.
Their path to the Super Bowl is a lot more difficult now than it was 2 years ago, because the rest of their roster is starting to diminish around him. Guys are getting older on defense. They're losing pieces. They're losing coaches. They're just not the big, tough titan of a team that they once were. They're beatable.
Yes.
Oh, that I agree with. I just... Yeah. You messed up your words, and I had to make sure, because if that's what you meant...
Yeah, I got you.
Whew.
Yeah, no, if you have an elite quarterback in the NFL, your window's never truly closed.
Right.
Yes.
Unless you're like the Cardinals.
Yep. Mm-hmm. How you get that bad situation with an elite quarterback, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lead quarterback doesn't stay healthy. That's tough.
Also, I'm still mad at Jake. Cam Newton couldn't be a starter in the NFL. You really think Colt McCoy is better? Really? Is that a hill you're willing to die?
Murray's better.
Kyler Murray's not going to play this year. I promise. The Cardinals are going to be 0-9 by the time he comes back. Absolutely. Thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
They'll be 0-9 with Cam Newton because he sucks.
Cam alone will win them 4 games.
Did it for the Panthers.
I'm not participating in the Cam Newton discourse.
Don't disrespect Cam.
I really don't care about him one way or another.
Cardinals are going worst to first under Cam Newton. That's Geek's pick. He's dying on that.
No.
I do have a sleeper pick. It's not
hill.
the Cardinals, but my pick is sleeper. I don't think Geek will say it, but go ahead, Geek.
It's the Broncos. I get the Chiefs are in that division, but you're giving one of the 3 best defenses in football even more pieces. They have an actual head coach now, and their defense is probably going to get better. I like Avero. Vance Joseph is really good, and the pieces fit his defense a little better than they fit Avero's last year. I think the Broncos could pretty easily do it, as much as I hate it. I really hate it, but if all that has to happen for the Broncos to do it is Russ just be even half of what Russ was 2 years ago, and they're there.
I mean, it's hard to predict another team winning the division with Mahomes still there,
right.
But if any team was going to do it...
I'd like to add, the Broncos stole the Chiefs' secret weapon, and that's the key turning point here.
Michael Burton.
They stole Burton. The Broncos massively upgraded at fullback. The Chiefs
when Javonte Williams rushes for 2,500 yards next year behind Michael Burton,
unironically, I will push the nastiest agendas the world has ever seen.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, because Michael Burton's actually a stud run blocker. Like, fuck PFF, but they love him, apparently. I found out the other day he was one of their highest graded run blockers last year.
When it fits my narrative, PFF.
Oh, yeah.
No,
because people care about PFF, so if it fits your narrative,
right, if it's your narrative, you use it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As long as we're all in the same boat and agreement on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always make sure to phrase it, though, like, if you care about this sort of thing, PFF said this, and this. Because there's the people that'll be like, if you're using PFF to cite your sources, you're a moron, and you're right. But narratives.
Narratives are important, dog.
Yeah.
My pick, like I said, it's a bit of a sleeper, and this isn't really what I think will happen. That's what I think has more of a possibility to happen than I think people think. I think that even with the Panthers drafting a quarterback, the NFC South is still kind of open, because if it's Richardson, then they're not going to be in a spot to maybe necessarily win right away, because he might not be great right away. So my pick, again, kind of a sleeper, but it's the Atlanta Falcons, because they have the second best head coach in the division. Let's not forget that. Second best head coach in the division behind Frank Reich. I think he's better than Dennis Allen, and I think he's better than whoever the Bucs said, Todd Bowles. I would say that he's better than both of those guys. They have the second best coach in the division. Ritter, I'm not going to say he's good, but he definitely wasn't like out of the league bad when he played, and he got better every game. They have a good run game. The defense is getting a little bit better. If they draft well, I think they're in a position to potentially take the division. But again, the Panthers have a really good roster, and they have like the best coaching staff in like maybe even in like the league. They have a top 3 coach staff in the league. I think that if any team's going to win it besides the Panthers, it's probably the Falcons. I mean, the Saints are definitely there with Derek Carr, and they have Michael Thomas back, and maybe he's still himself, and they don't have a tight end, but whatever. Well, I think my favorite pick's the Falcons.
I don't hate it, but also it's weird to pick the worst quarterback in the division to win it.
Yeah. And it's not just the quarterback either. I mean, the receiver core is suspect. I mean, obviously, Kyle Pitts is going to get more.
Assuming they draft well.
Okay. So that's going to be the big
could
thing.
take a step,
well,
but
right.
There's also
and
a
Kyle
world
Pitts
where
is gonna be
Baker
more
takes
involved
one.
this year.
Not a real step, but just back to what he was in 2020. Not like not an elite level.
9-8 might win that division. If Baker can win 9 games, there's a good chance.
And he's
win that
Baker.
division.
He can win 9 games. Look at what he did his first game with the Rams. He's a weirdo. He can suddenly be the best guy in the league for 3 weeks. He's wild.
The thing with Atlanta is their defensive line still isn't there, so they would have to get one of these heavy hitters on the defensive line at 8. If Tyree Wilson falls to them, which God help us if he does, because I will cry, but that would be big for them. And then they'd have to add more weapons. Obviously, Kyle Pitts is going to get involved more this year now that he's not going to be asked to block as much and not going to be asked to, deal with such poor quarterback play. And their run game's going to be good. Their offensive line has been solid. They kept around McGarry. They extended Lindstrom. It really, really hinges on their draft and how Desmond Ridder plays. If they draft well and Ridder can take another step, I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world. But those are 2 very big ifs.
It's definitely possible. And
I mean, that's why
Baker does have one problem, and it's that Bucs O-line is atrocious.
Yeah.
Outside of Jensen and Wirfs, it's bad. So, I mean, I don't hate it, but that is a sleeper pick that would require some good stuff to happen. But I love Ridder, so I'd love for him to step up and be a guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
There we are. Those are our worst to first picks. Keeping on the theme of picking things, who is you guys' way too early MVP pick?
I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Do it. Be that loser.
He could,
but I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna get weird. Or not even get weird. I'm just gonna say what my way too early MVP pick is gonna be every year, and that's Justin Herbert. That's my guy. He's getting an actual offensive coordinator.
No, he's
got rid of Lombardi. He's better than Lombardi.
Are we sure?
Yes.
What is the last
100%.
play Kellen Moore called?
Listen,
think about it.
We talked about this on Hammy's podcast the other night. You weren't there. It was me, Hammy, and Jarrett. How much influence do you think Mike McCarthy had on Kellen Moore's play calling?
None. It had been announced literally. It's been talked about literally every 2 weeks in Dallas. McCarthy doesn't control shit on offense. It is.
Okay, well,
it was Kellen Moore's team.
I'm a moron. Okay.
It's been Kellen Moore's team. and it's been awful. They will start off really hot. Teams will watch what he's been cooking, and then he can't change his recipe at all.
Yeah.
Suddenly he dumps in dog shit.
I don't care. I'm still going with Herbert. I have too much confidence in Herbert. He's
fair.
getting an offensive coordinator that isn't Joe Lombardi. That's the key here.
It'll be
I don't
different.
Care how bad
I don't know if
Kellen
it'll be
Moore
good.
Exactly. Different is what we need. Because we've seen Herbert. He's cooked. We have seen him cook with the worst offensive coordinator in football.
Yeah.
We have seen him cook. And any sort of upgrade, even if he's going from 32 to 31 or 30, it's still an upgrade. That's still better. And from the looks of things, he's not going to have to worry about Austin Eckler being such a big part of the offense.
If he has a real running back, that offense might go crazy.
Exactly. There's a real chance he ends up with Bijan, or he ends up with another. I know you don't want it. I want it very badly.
Bijan's a Viking, damn it.
No.
Yes.
Point being, they're going to be able to stretch the field more next year because they're not going to have Austin Eckler there as this safety valve that they want to force the ball to like Lombardi did. That's not going to be a thing. There's going to be somebody else in the backfield. And if it's Bijan, that's great because he can still catch the ball out of the backfield and, run routes almost as good as Eckler and still be that guy. But he's not somebody that they're going to have to manufacture touches for like they do with Eckler. They're going to be able to expand their game plan. They're going to be able to stretch the field. And that's going to allow Herbert to really cook. And their defense is hopefully going to be better next year if they're healthy. If the guys on that defense can stay healthy, then he's going to be in a lot better position with his defense. He's going to have less pressure on him. I'm 100% going with Herbert.
That's fair.
Mr. Geek.
He's going to say Justin Jefferson.
No, I want to so bad. I really do.
Ain't gonna happen.
But, dude, okay, I would have to be predicting him to go over 2,000. That's the only way it's possible. But he'd have to go over 2,000, and no quarterback could have a even halfway decent year. If a quarterback goes for 3,800 yards and 29 touchdowns, they'll give it to the fucking QB for some reason. Because the voters for the MVP award are brain-dead morons, and I hate every single one of them. I'm sorry. There was nobody more valuable to their team last year than Justin Jefferson, and I stand by that. I get Mahomes went on to win a Super Bowl. We've also seen them win games with Chad Henne.
Yeah.
Jefferson single-handedly won us multiple games. I don't want to be that guy, but the Niners defense makes it not matter.
No Jefferson
so
here.
I'm struggling. I want to be the guy who I don't want to be the guy who just says Josh Allen every year. But eventually he's going to get one.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
I could.
You could be like Miller and just repeat until it happens.
Fuck it. I'm gonna. Josh Allen's going to get one eventually, and Diggs is on some shit. Diggs is on his shit. So Diggs is going to go crazy for Josh. That's what it's going to be. And they're going to end up somehow Quentin Johnston or JSN's going to fall to him and give him another real target. And it's gonna go crazy in Buffalo, and I hate it.
K-Sean.
That's not happening. That dude actually
not
might
a first round
talent.
talent. Not a first round talent. Not a
He's
second
not,
round talent.
but I think
not
it
a third
would be
round talent.
funny.
Not a fourth round talent. Not a fifth round talent. Sixth round, maybe.
We just got another question on the mailbag just now, and it kind of goes with our last question, so I want to bring it up. Like our previous.
MVP and then.
Yeah, my bad, Jake. I'm an asshole. Go ahead.
My pick is he'll be playing football. We just don't know for who. My pick is I think Lamar Jackson's going to go ballistic this year.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other one. I was going to yell at you.
Aaron Rodgers has the narrative.
He has the narrative because of the Jets, but I'm not going to do my homer pick.
MVP's a very narrative thing.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Lamar Jackson, this is a narrative-based thing, because if he plays on a $32 million one-year contract with the Ravens and goes ballistic, he will win the MVP award, because everyone will be like, he played with less money than Daniel Jones, and he went crazy, oh my God. And honestly, I don't even think he needs the narrative, because I think he's just such a good player that he'll do it anyway. I don't care who he's playing for. I think Lamar Jackson will will be
Viking.
a serious MVP contender, if not a winner. If he's a Viking, he actually will win MVP.
Oh,
That will happen
undoubtedly.
for sure.
Undoubtedly.
Given him Hawkinson and Jettis, yes, that he will win MVP.
Dude, if he ends up in
Minnesota,
Minnesota, it's raps. GG.
yeah. What's this question that came flying in? Now
Yeah,
that
let's move on from that. I don't ever want to hear that.
No, I'm
again.
bringing that up again later. How does the AFC East shape out without Rodgers being on the Jets? Zach Wilson is their QB.
The same way it did this year.
I disagree.
What if they
I think Miami
sign
wins it.
Teddy? What if the Jets sign Teddy? That's the question here.
They still finish third, or they finish third instead of fourth.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say Mac Jones is not beating Teddy. Don't make me climb through the screen.
No, yeah. If Rodgers doesn't go to the Jets, I'm taking Miami to win that division.
There's a good chance. They almost had him both times this year. Well, they had him once.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. If Tua plays, if anybody not named Skylar Thompson plays, they're fine.
Yeah.
That's the reason Miami didn't win the division last year. Is Tua got hurt, then Teddy got hurt, and fucking Skylar Thompson was playing games.
So I guess this is the assumption that Zach Wilson is the Jets starter, or just that they don't have Rodgers.
Just that they don't have Rodgers.
For them.
Let's just stick with Zach Wilson for simplicity's sake.
But even they can't sign anybody. If
it is Zach Wilson, then they will probably still finish last because they still have to beat Bill Belichick, and I don't see that happening with Zach Wilson because Bill Belichick gives them nightmares. That's
trust the rest of their roster enough to.
It'll be.
They'll have a healthy Breece Hall, and they'll be able to run the ball against the Patriots.
Yeah, it'll be Buffalo and Miami top two no matter what, and then the other two can shape out however they'd like without Rodgers. But with Rodgers, it would be Jets, Bills / Dolphins, Patriots, whatever.
There's a real world where the Bills finish third in their division next year,
and still have like 12 wins.
Right.
It would probably be an NFC East situation from this year where all three of them made the playoffs. But
yeah. There's a world where all four do because I can't write off Belichick, but it is pretty easy to write off Mac Jones. So that kind of counteracts Belichick's supernatural
just wait
ability.
until he drafts Stetson Bennett in the 6th round,
True.
and he's starting by week 6.
Yep. Patriots will win every Super Bowl for the rest of history. Stetson Bennett just wins.
Yeah, he's just a winner.
Why isn't? We need Al Davis back on the Raiders. He'd draft him.
QBs
just win, baby.
Wins are QB stat truthers when Stetson Bennett goes undrafted.
Right. I don't think that happens. I think
everybody gangsta until the Patriots draft Jaron Hall and Belichick turns him into the next Brady.
That would never happen.
Everybody gangsta until Jaron Hall's 26.
True.
Hey, he's not even 25 yet. Thank you very much.
Okay, whatever.
Liar. I don't know if that's true.
He'll be 25 on March 24th.
He's 25 in.
Undrafted. Sorry.
3 days.
Real quick, Miller. Happy birthday. What are the balloons about?
Oh, those are leftovers from my birthday, my sister's birthdays. They just got put
Miller's
in the
birthday was in February.
Well, I know, but like, there's balloons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So my birthday is February 22nd. My younger sister, but the middle child, Gracie's birthday is February 6th. And then Bella's birthday, the youngest, her birthday is on a leap year, but we celebrate it February 28th. So all of our birthdays are in the same month, so all of our shit gets, like, combined at a certain point. Like, we do individual things, but eventually all of our birthday shit, like, culminates in... Okay, Jake's dead. Anyways, all of our birthday shit culminates in one area of our house, just like to occupy space, and somehow the balloons ended up in my room. So
I'm Miller football now. Oh, darn.
The corner of the basement I dwell in is where everything ended up. What was that? I was trying to tell a Miller football lore over here, and you're just leaving. Is he talking?
He's frozen.
Okay, he's a black screen with 2 dots for me.
Oh,
Oh,
he moved?
There's Jake. There's Jake.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, this motherfucker interrupted the Miller football lore drop.
All right. Anywho,
Anywho.
It's wild. Next question.
Who is the team in the league with the brightest future? Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, but we're not going there. But yes.
I'm gonna give the basic answer again.
Go ahead.
The Detroit Lions.
No.
Oh, that's not my answer. I have a different
Have
one.
to have an option at QB ever. You can't go with this. We're going to stick with Jared Goff and have the 23rd best quarterback in football. You don't have a bright future with that QB.
They'll be getting Will Levis.
They could end up with a quarterback at 6.
Right,
it is
but he then also has to
not
be
impossible.
Just sure will be good.
Great place to develop.
Just sure will be good.
True, but it's still Will Levis.
I'm sticking with the Lions. Everything else on their roster is perfect, just about. Like they are putting the finishing touches all around their
defense
roster.
is literally garbage. They have
They're
two good
putting
players.
the finish. That is.
That's a lie. They have 3 good defensive players.
Yeah.
And one of them's
what I
only
thought.
on a 1-year deal. And at the least valuable position on defense. The
Fine,
nickel
I'm changing
corner.
my answer to the Jets.
Interesting. You didn't need to change your answer. I'm just being an argumentative asshole.
Well, yeah, and you made me change my answer. You're right about the Lions defense. I always forget about the Lions defense.
Like, I get they have a great O-line and great weapons,
Right, I
but
hyper
fuck.
focus on the offensive line, and then I think about the weapons, and I'm like, Dan Campbell's that fucking guy.
True.
And then I think Aiden Hutchinson, and I'm like, damn, their defense has great potential. And then it's like,
Don't forget Rodrigo, but after that,
right,
it's empty.
Rodrigo and James Houston.
The only
love James
issue
Houston.
I have with the Jets pick is
And Aleem McNeil is solid, but
I
like,
don't know how intact their future is if they get Rodgers, because
Their
he will
future's
not be
fine.
there very long.
yeah.
Then they won't have a quarterback because they won't have a high draft pick.
Okay, we're not talking 5 years down the road. Future is like as soon as next season. If they have Rodgers,
Future is literally every moment past right now. So
right?
the Jets, and
Fine.
even you have Rodgers for
The
a year.
Jets.
They need a mediocre quarterback, and like that's a
I'm just
better
trying to
roster
talk-
than Detroit.
I'm just trying to talk Miller out of taking my pick.
Give him a Jared
Yeah.
Goff level quarterback, and they're fine. Give 'em
Suck
Jimmy
it.
G.
I'm going with the
him
Jets.
Teddy.
Pick somebody else, bozo. Go talk about the Raiders.
Sorry. Sorry.
I do have another one in mind. That's not the Raiders.
Go ahead,
thankfully.
Jake.
All right. You want me to go? Okay. I actually didn't. I was kidding. Houston. Houston has a very good future. Second overall pick this year. They're making a lot of good signings in free agency. He's got Laramie Tunsil locked down for a few more years, and he's like arguably the best left tackle in football. And maybe not. I said arguably for a reason.
That's not what I'm
not
just
the
thinking
best
about
left
Houston.
tackle.
They have
Yeah.
like 4 good
I think-
players on their roster.
Yeah, but it's
Right,
like
but
they have a lot of good young
just locked
guys
down-
with upside.
Just locked down
True.
a solid head coach. They just locked down their
True.
franchise left tackle. They just made a couple of good signings. They have a lot of good young pieces like Derek Stingley, and Jalen Petrie was pretty good last year. And they need to,
Yeah, and they have
they're in a good position to draft well this year. They could get their franchise quarterback this year.
They gotta wait for Caleb.
Damian Pierce and Troy Harrison are going to be a dynamic duo on the backfield for as long as we can think about.
I didn't
Those
even
two
have
are
to
going to be
say it.
fantastic. And then Dalton Schultz, I'm not like as high on him as some people may be, but that's still a good weapon
a
for
safety
what will
blanket.
hopefully be a rookie
Brevin
quarterback.
Jordan
Yeah.
better.
Well,
Jordan is okay.
better.
hey,
and
maybe the plan here is to have Schultz ahead of Jordan, and that like takes some of the attention off of him, and he can go cook. And then
Maybe.
once Schultz is off the 1 year deal, then Brevin Jordan can step up. I don't hate that.
the receivers aren't great, but they also could very well drop one at 12 because I
Respect
guarantee
Nico
all
Collins.
I still
guys-
want to know
Thank you
why
very
they
much.
signed Robert Woods. That one makes 0 sense to me.
He's a really good
I
run
don't
blocker.
know. He's
Yeah,
a good
who
blocker.
cares?
He is a good
He's-
blocker.
Why are you signing a
He's a good run
30-year-old?
blocker. He's a
Also, Robert Woods,
veteran
why are you
presence.
signing with a team that has no chance of winning a game?
probably the only team that wanted him.
That can't
You think,
be.
yeah, you think the Robert Woods sweepstakes are really just like down to the wire? I don't think so.
But like, he also signed so early. You could have like at least gave a team a chance to call Big
Maybe
Dog.
Robert
You
Woods
didn't
was
have to
scared of
accept
free
the first
agency.
offer.
He was scared of the open market.
Maybe,
He is
dude.
scared of the
He's
open
an
market.
indecisive man, and he didn't want to have to make an actual choice. So the Texans offered
opposite.
him
He
money,
said
and he
yes
said
to
yes.
whoever the
of,
first team that called was. Oh
The
no.
opposite of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is embracing the open market. Robert Woods is running away from it. They're
Right.
not the
Yeah,
same.
no, I mean, I don't hate Robert Woods being there. Honestly, like as your third or fourth receiver, he's a good
Again,
head
I'm
of
arguing this from the
guy.
Robert
better.
Woods perspective. Why do you want to go to the team who is still going to be the worst in football next year?
Money.
The Cardinals, depending on what they do at QB, could make a run for that. If they rock Colt McCoy and Trace McSorley, they ain't winning a game. Not one.
If they walk out next year with Colt McCoy and Trace McSorley, they need to be investigated for tanking.
But what are they gonna do? Like what? Genuinely
I don't care.
though, what do you want
Literally,
them to do?
Go call literally anybody
Right,
else.
but if you call people, call Teddy. What's he gonna say? I have enough problems staying on the field, and you want me to go play behind an offensive line that's worse than middle school? Nah, I'm good. That's what everybody's gonna say.
Go fucking call Stetson Bennett.
You wouldn't win a game either. He's not better than Colt McCoy.
Okay,
Dan
My answer's to
Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky.
there you go.
They still won't win a
Get him
game,
back
but
in
at
the
least
side.
it'll be
Hell, I'll
stupid.
go play quarterback for the Cardinals. Fuck it.
I don't think
Give me
that's helping them win
$100,000. I'll
games.
go play. Go give me. What are you talking about? I'll just play fullback and quarterback. I'll be the first fullback quarterback hybrid ever, and we'll win every game.
Why is Mike Florio still talking?
Here he goes
Because
again
he
with
has
the
a
Twitter
First
scrolling.
Amendment.
Yeah, Florio. Report Lamar Jackson is ready to move on from the Ravens.
Been ready for like a year.
Mike Florio. Like, we get it, but like, also, now maybe I'm not sure. I think Lamar's staying in Baltimore because Florio said he wants out. So the exact opposite has to be true. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Make your pick. I mean, I just zoned out.
Oh yeah, I have not made a pick yet.
Okay, go for it. My pick's Houston.
Brightest future. I want to be that guy and go with Minnesota, but it doesn't work because we don't have a quarterback yet. Though we are in a great position to get one and develop them. We really are. We can move up and draft a guy.
Did you see Daniel Jeremiah's mock? Not to cut you off, but did you see his newest mock? Vikings took Hendon Hooker at 23.
That would be the most brain dead pick. No, I don't even hate Hendon Hooker, but why would you take a guy that is going to be there in round 3 and round 1?
The report, or like the little blurb at the bottom, said that a lot of teams are higher on Hendon Hooker than fans are. So maybe that was just his way of being like, hey, there are some brain dead teams out there that are considering him, but we're going to put him here in Minnesota because nobody likes Minnesota.
Minnesota, I also do, though, get it, because I've made this argument, but it wasn't this exactly. It was that Minnesota would pick at 23 and then trade up at 31 and take Hooker.
I could get that, yeah.
Because,
or even just trade back.
Well, yeah, trade back,
Hooker,
acquire some stuff, take Hooker at a later time.
I get it. It's the fifth round, or the
fifth-year option. I could see that, especially when he's going to sit a year anyways. So, because he's not going to play next year. But like Minnesota is a really low-hanging fruit for me, but I don't think it should be the answer. I also still don't know who should be, though. It's the Panthers. It's the Panthers. Yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah.
They have a really good defense. They already have a great O-line. Great coaching staff. Their weapons.
Guy.
I mean, Adam Thielen, wide receiver, one season
in the world.
Adam Thielen is wide receiver 1, and it's not close.
No fullback, so I can't agree.
Okay.
Is no fullback
Geek,
really worse than Giovanni
probably-
Ricci?
Geek,
Really?
Morally, yes. Morally, yes.
I do
From
have to say,
actual production standpoint, like on the field product, probably not.
Valid.
yeah, I do have to say that on last week's episode of the podcast, or maybe the week before, we talked about Adam Thielen to the Panthers potentially happening, and you did say that Terrace Marshall would be wide receiver 1 still. Do you remember this conversation?
Let me change my narrative.
Let me change my answer.
Let me change my
Yeah.
narratives. I
Thielen
still
was wide
think
receiver
Thielen
1.
going to Carolina was so stupid. And
Okay,
the
I
actual
mean,
idea they could win
Didn't
a
he
Super
literally
Bowl.
say,
No.
"I want to go to a contender"?
Yeah.
Like, what? Huh?
He
Sure.
also literally
they might
came
be
out
in a
and
few
said he
years.
thinks they can win a Super Bowl right now.
He might be in a few,
with Andy
he might be in
Dalton.
a few years.
I'm not
but
kidding.
you might not be able to run 15 yards in a few years.
He thinks they can win with Andy Dalton right now. So
Apparently, Ricci is still on the Panthers.
Oh,
he's just
so-
listed at tight end now.
Miller's just
nice.
dumb. I think he was
Well,
listed
no,
as a tight end the whole time.
I don't think
He
he's ever-
was last year. Yeah, it's just Frank Reich, no like fullback. So I kind of assumed he'd be done away with.
They still have the shittiest one in the NFL, so you can't hate them that
He
much.
won't make the final 53.
Watch
Probably
him.
not.
Watch him.
If he does, it'll be to play tight end, which ironically he's actually slightly better at. He's the only instance I can think of a fullback where I would rather them play tight end than fullback.
No. There's one more. You
Who's the
literally
other one?
talked about it last week.
Oh, DeGuara.
No.
Oh, well, yeah.
But
Oh,
yes.
I thought Jake
Andrew
moved
Beck.
up. I thought that's what you were going to say. Well, no, I like Beck. I don't have a problem with Beck, but
Right,
he
but you
is
said
going
he
to be playing
sucks, so
tight
you
end.
said it's a good thing he's going to tight end.
I said it's a good thing he's going to tight end because
He sucks.
oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Because Troy
Hairston?
Hairston's on the roster.
God, the
yeah.
fullback man, forgetting names,
Listen,
forgetting his
I
own
already
narrative.
told you I'm sick and my brain is only half functioning, okay? Cut me some slack.
Our next
Fullback man's
question.
a fraud.
Okay, kick
Next
it, boy.
question is the opposite of our first one. What team could go first to worst? I have my answer locked in. I'm ready to roll.
Go
I
ahead.
do too. Can I go first?
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Green Bay.
Didn't win the division.
They can't go
Oh,
first
fuck.
to worst, you idiot.
Fuck, you're right. You're right. I'm a
they weren't
moron.
even
I just wanted to
second.
win the Packers suck. They were third.
finished
Okay,
third in the-
listen. Again, I told you my brain doesn't fucking work
Miller
today.
just wants to
Oh my
shit on
God.
the Packers, even when
Partially,
he
yeah.
has no clue.
Yeah. No, actual worst to first, I have no idea. Let me think.
I have my answer.
Yeah,
You
go
do,
with
you can
yours,
go.
I'll think.
First to worst, Miller. Fuck. But go ahead, Jake.
Here's my answer. I know Geek will kill me because he's a Baker guy, but it's Tampa. Last chance is Tampa. A lot of the teams don't really have that good of a chance to go down to last. The Bengals will not go down to last. The Bills will not go down to last. Right?
They could.
Jaguars will not go down to last. No shot in that division. The Jaguars go down to last. The Chiefs will not go down to last. Unless the Raiders come out of nowhere and come out swinging.
They could.
Vikings will not go down to last.
Packers exist. Without Aaron.
Niners will not go down to worst.
No.
Yeah, you're right. The only answer is
The
Tampa.
Eagles will not go down to last.
No, okay, I could argue the
Has to
Eagles,
be.
though. That's an arguable
I'm
point.
not.
They're
They
the best
have
quarterback
lost
in the
a
division.
ton.
The
Best quarterback in the division doesn't always mean anything.
When's the last time a team
The
with
Packers had the
in
best quarterback in the division, and they didn't
Didn't
even
finish
finish
last.
second.
They didn't finish
Yeah.
last.
Because the worst team in football was in that division. Had any team
Yeah.
who even kind of cared been in our division, they would have.
Right, I just wanted to hear you say that Aaron Rodgers is better than Kirk Cousins last year. Put on. Who was your pick?
But
Got him.
back to arguing the
Let's-
Eagles point. The Commanders could improve. The Giants
Yeah.
the Eagles are going to take a step back either way. The Giants could take a step forward, and the Cowboys have an incredible amount of talent on that roster. There's a world where every team in that division goes over 500, and the Eagles finish last at 9-8 because that defense has lost a lot of pieces. No, I'm just saying there are other options. Fuck, the Bills are a pretty obvious option too.
You have a lot more faith in New England than either of us
really
do.
see them finding their way below
New England
next year.
What did New England go last year? 8-9, 9-8. Yeah, they couldn't do that again.
Yes, but the difference.
Yeah, but do you see Buffalo dropping below 500?
Who knows, dude? Is Von Miller going to come back and be the same guy? Fuck, is Micah Hyde going to be the same guy? Jordan Poyer's what, 34? Tre'Davious White has not been good in 2 years. He came back from that injury and he's bad. Their O-line is awful. Their running game is mid. They have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm sold. Buffalo's my pick.
I know I just picked them to win picked Josh to win MVP, but that's because there's the narrative. That roster kind of sucks. If they win that division, Josh Allen's the MVP.
Oh my god!
But it's just as likely that they lose that division.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially,
okay. Yeah.
They also, who's their defensive coordinator? Leslie's taking a year off.
Me. I'm their defensive coordinator. I live an hour from Buffalo. I'm on the way.
Who is the Bills' DC?
I don't think they've named one. And if they
He's
did,
taking a year off from football.
Probably just gonna have somebody else from the staff do it. I wouldn't say they would go with the outside.
So, how confident are we in a Leslie Frazier disciple?
Not at all, because Leslie Frazier is the most mid DC of all time. I love Leslie, but literally his defense is just the most conservative shit. Constantly. Yeah. There's a reason the way they played, they let a team score. A team beat them by driving 75 yards in 13 seconds. Fucking how?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Miller, does that mean you're also going with Buffalo?
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I'm not going with Buffalo. I'm definitely sticking with Tampa. I'm just making arguments for other teams.
I don't care. I'm going with Buffalo. Fuck the Bills.
Wait, now I'm trying to look though. They don't.
I think the most likely NFC and AFC team is Tampa. And
they
Buffalo,
don't have a defensive coordinator still.
They don't have to hire somebody. Not right away, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, but you'd like to figure it out before the draft, you'd think.
Nah.
They probably have figured out what it's going to be. They just don't.
Yeah, it might not just be, or it might just not be public.
Yeah. I'm sure they've had that conversation at least. I don't know if they said here. I like Leslie Frazier was like, I'm taking a year for football, and the poster was like, okay.
They might be. I don't know.
Here dormant. I mean, I hate the Bills because their fans are the worst, but yes.
I definitely don't know if I'd go that far.
Oh my god.
Up there.
My brain is fried. I really said Green Bay would go first to worst.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
That was your best take ever.
They're gonna go third to fourth. That's what they're gonna do.
Probably, yeah.
Oh man.
Guys, who are the Pats taking at 14? Lucas Van Ness. End of story.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
That's my pick, is Lucas Van Ness.
I think that's valid.
It's a pretty simple question.
No.
It's just naming
I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a simple question because that team has
so many flaws. They have nobody on the line.
I know. I don't mean like in the choice. I mean like in like the question itself. It's just like who are they taking?
Yeah, O-line's absolutely in play. Like Geek said, I can see any of the tackle, or whoever the best tackle is at 14.
D-line, secondary, receiver.
Ian Branch would. Well, no, because that's all they have is safety.
Who do they have at safety?
Well, I'll put it this way: safety is a lot less of a need than the rest.
Yeah, I would
go
pass rush or offensive line a lot earlier than safety.
Oh fuck! Actually, what am I thinking? So I knew
Duggar,
McCourty just retired, so that's why my brain was going with that. But yeah, Duggar, Peppers, Adrian Phillips.
They've got a solid safety room.
Yeah, my brain's just broken. It's okay. It's okay.
So, I would say trenches is probably their best attacking point. I can't see them taking Bijan with all the holes they have.
I mean, it would be dope, but...
It would, but I don't think Belichick's going to go running back if he doesn't have a line for him or doesn't have a defensive line. Lucas Van Ness is a great pick. I just don't know if he's going to be there at 14. That's kind of my thought process with that. So
he might not be. But
Lucas Van Ness might go at 9. There's a very real possibility Chicago takes Van Ness.
Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah. And yeah, it definitely won't be a running back. I mean, New England won Super Bowls with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Like,
yeah,
they're not.
As much as
do that.
Right, and as much as I do not like him, Ramondre Stevenson's still good.
Yeah, he just hates fullbacks.
Yeah, fucking weirdo. He's gonna be in for a rude awakening when Bill has one next year.
What if Bill doesn't, though?
That would be a first that he didn't have a fullback or an H-back. Last year they had Jonnu playing H-back.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because that was his plan. Like, he's always had a fullback. He had Pat Devlin for fucking years.
Yeah.
And then, there's kind of a little gap, but he was, like, playing guys at fullback and trying weird shit.
Yeah, Vrabel.
And
Vrabel was a fullback.
Right. No, I'm talking about more recently, though. He had some linebacker he was playing at fullback. I can't remember his name for the life of me. And then last year, he was like, no fullbacks, we're going to use an H-back. And then he traded Jonnu, so I don't know what his plan is. But
Mac Jones at fullback.
Fuck it. He knows how to fucking...
He'd be better than Giovanni Ricci, so...
Yeah, he'll play dirty at fullback. He'll play like
True.
a fullback from the fucking 70s and try to murder people. Yeah, Lucas Van Ness is a great pick, but I'm gonna say just whoever the best offensive lineman available is.
That's false. They're gonna take some tackle none of us have ever heard of at 14.
No, you know what they're gonna do?
Look,
They're gonna take what's his nuts that just tore his ACL. And Belichick's gonna have him. They're gonna take Voorhees, and then he's gonna be an All-Pro as soon as he's healthy.
Yeah,
probably. I'll probably do that anyway.
They're gonna do some goofy shit because they always do. This is the team that took Cole Strange last year, and that's why I
Downs
say,
at 14.
no matter how wild you get with your mock drafts, you'll never be as wild as the real draft.
Yeah.
Fucking the GOAT coach is out here taking Cole Strange in the first round, and then it works.
Yeah.
If any other team did some shit like that.
Takes Hunter Lepke at 14.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd be kind of dope.
Miller would probably die. He'd probably just instantly
Something would
die.
happen. Listen, we will be live for the draft, so you will see my initial reaction if that happens.
The first round, that night's gonna.
I may have an aneurysm. I genuinely don't. I will lose control of my body. If Bill Belichick takes a fullback in the first round, whatever happens next will not be my doing. That will just be the Lord using my body to do whatever.
True.
Interesting.
We're keeping on the Patriots with
Why?
where does Mac Jones rank among QBs? I looked at my rankings. I have him at 20. I don't really care.
You guys keep talking. I'm going to Bladen.com. I'm doing the QB quiz real quick. So you guys get it going. Keep
All right,
going.
so I think I know where these questions are from, so I got to be nice to Mac Jones because it's my boy Tree. I don't know where does Mac rank?
I have him at 20. That probably has even gone down since I made those rankings that I got cooked for. That actually weren't that bad.
When I did my original rankings, I don't remember where I had McCorkle. If I can't find them. It's McCorkle. Where would I have had that silly little dirty player?
Yeah, I hate him with every fiber of my being. I don't know
we
who
don't
brought
we
up
don't
this
claim
question, but
McCorkle Jones. It was
I don't
definitely
feel bad.
Tree, Twisted Tree.
I'm sorry, Tree. I don't feel bad about this. Fuck Mac Jones.
For real. I don't have my quarterback rankings saved apparently.
That's tough. Looks like you're gonna have to go do the Bladen.com quiz too. Let's go. Let's go.
No, I'm just gonna start scrolling on TikTok.
No, you're supposed to be talking. Oh wait, you're still looking for the thing. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have no idea.
Valid.
God, like where what is a quarterback?
They are the ones who initiate the play. They say hike. They get snapped the ball, and then from there they have three options: hand it off, throw it, or run it themselves. And that is normally decided by the coach, who before the play even starts, when they tell the quarterback what to do. I got so distracted saying that I forgot to keep doing the QB quiz. Do I just vote against Deshaun Watson every time? Just cuz?
Yes.
Okay. Nobody's going to know where I think he ranks.
Who is
Actually, based off
Mac
his play that
Jones?
last year, he's at the bottom anyways. He was awful.
Well, let's see where famous or not famous notable sites have Mac Jones ranked. Because I don't think I watched Mac Jones once last year.
The
It was
Raiders
against
game?
The Vikings when,
When he
I think
balled
it was
out?
the Vikings game. Yeah, when he actually played good.
Okay, he didn't play good. I promise I could have went for 350 against that defense, dog.
Either way, you know what I mean. When he looked good.
Yeah.
I think that was the only time I watched Mac, and I told the guy that asked this question, I was like, I'm going to make a Mac Jones video, and I never did.
Because Mac Jones.
Right.
Oh, God. I keep almost
Well, I
picking the
hate
wrong
this
guy.
list because they've got Jared Goff at 8.
Nice.
NFL.com moment. Fields at 13, though. Out of Rodgers.
Let's go. Everybody's
Brock
ahead of
Purdy
Rodgers.
over Kirk.
Huh?
Brock Purdy over Kirk. Got Mac at 26.
Where do they have Kirk?
17. Mac
What?
at, Purdy at 15.
Okay, I get hating on Kirk, but that's just disrespectful. There are not close to 15 quarterbacks better than Kirk. That's not even nearly accurate.
PFF has...
If it's better, if Kirk is literally anywhere above 17, we're winning. I'm stuck. Do I pick Desmond
12.
Ridder or Daniel Jones?
Great question.
Ridder.
I've got...
Find out, Jones.
For sure, it's Ridder. Daniel
I've
Jones is
got
garbage.
Mac at 24.
As this is a very simple question. Just tell
No,
me
it's
where
not.
you rank Mac Jones.
No, if we don't have our
Ringer.
rankings in front of us, we don't know. I'm sorry you just did a ranking like
Okay,
yesterday and remember things. No, we're having good
I
conversation.
didn't do a
Let me
ranking
cook.
yesterday.
Just let me cook.
Ringer has Kirk at
You're not
13.
cooking. You are not cooking.
I'm cooking.
The opposite.
I'm cooking.
They have a
Miller's
little,
even trying
they have a little
anymore.
blurb for each quarterback, and for Kirk it says, maybe the greatest system quarterback of this era, for better or worse. Then he gets like
that's
2
not
little
valid.
badges.
That's actually
He
so
gets
not
two
valid, though. Hold on.
I
Dude
know,
has
I just
never
think it's
played in the
funny.
same system back-to-back years ever in
Right,
his
no,
career. That is
It's
so not valid.
right. Right, it's just funny.
Oh, I made the wrong pick and I feel kind of horrible about it. That's funny.
And listen, every quarterback gets these little badges. Kirk gets system QB and checkdown machine.
Oof.
Then Derek Carr, who's at 14,
He literally
has a
throws
badge-
deep more than any quarterback in the NFL last year. What are we doing?
Derek Carr has a little badge that just
Cooking
says
is what we're
nose
doing.
ball.
What? Derek can't hit the broadside of a barn car. Jesus fuck.
Daniel
Oh.
Jones, the default QB you get when creating a player in Madden with the awareness attribute turned down a little extra.
Okay, why is that hard? Am I on drugs, or is Sam Darnold versus Mac Jones hard?
Right, and then Mac. They've got Mac at 23.
Okay. Moving on from that question because I'm scared. Confused.
I like these little badges they get. They're so funny. Justin Herbert, nose ball, got that dog in him.
Huh?
Joe Burrow, nose ball, got that dog in him.
Huh?
Dak Prescott, nose ball.
What is this?
Rogers, galaxy brain in washed watch.
What? What?
Brady, nose ball and washed watch. Gino, nose ball.
Ooh,
Tyler, gamer.
Tree's gonna be pissed. I got Mac Jones at 26.
I'm gonna be conservative. and
I
say
have him at
Mac-
20.
On the
don't know.
same plane as Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, and Davis Mills.
I'm gonna say
That's who
low
he's
20s.
ranked around.
I don't actually know.
20s.
Can we stop talking about McCorkle now and move on?
Yeah. But
We
did
very
you
much
rank
can.
him? You haven't picked yet.
I said early 20s.
Oh, okay.
Or the low 20s. Somewhere in there.
After such a great offseason by the Cowboys, what is their ceiling / floor this season?
All
I
right,
think it's a Super
Tristan, let's
Bowl.
see.
Floor is a first round exit.
I'm a little lower than that.
No team with Mike McCarthy as head coach without Aaron Rodgers
Bingo.
at QB is ever going to win a Super Bowl.
Bingo.
Ceiling is the conference championship.
There you go.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense. Ceiling
Yeah,
is the conference
ceiling-
championship.
Yeah.
Floor is missing the playoffs at 8 and 9. I'll say somehow.
That's valid.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yep, I agree.
Sorry, Tristan. Sorry.
And I'm not. Dude, get
I'm
a
only
real
sorry 'cause it's
football
Tristan.
coach. But yeah, okay, but like,
Tristan knows. He knows McCarthy sucks. It's okay.
right, just demand for your team. Jake's pissed we were attacking his mans.
Can't handle the McCarthy slander.
Yeah, Jake's pissed we were attacking his mans. It's tough.
His favorite coach.
My Discord just keeps reloading. I don't know
Good
why.
excuse. Good excuse.
Miller, you literally
Anywho.
have the same problem because Chromebook.
I know.
I don't want to hear it.
I know. I just
Get
wanted
a
to
real
make it out.
computer.
Yeah, I just wanted to make Jake out to be a McCarthy sympathizer.
I
and
mean,
he ruined it.
he might be. Look at all those G's in the background. McCarthy got him a
Hated that,
ring.
man.
So,
I can't see any G's. All I see is a black screen with 2 little blue dots.
oh, that's tough. I see some G's. No dubs though.
Actually, I have a lit up face this time, which is good.
All right, what's the next question?
Yeah.
Who's had a sneaky good offseason that nobody's talking about? The Broncos.
I think everyone's
I think
talking about the
everyone's talking
Broncos
about
because
the
of all the money
Broncos.
they spent.
Okay, boo hoo, wah wah wah.
Okay,
Who
I'm
else?
gonna do this for Miller in hopes that he'll do it for me and be a good guy. I'm gonna go with the Bears because everybody's hating on it because they signed 2 linebackers. Like, everybody is trying to pretend, including Bears fans, that the Bears have had a bad offseason. Just because they signed 2 linebackers, which getting multiple linebackers was kind of a goal. And stop with the they should have kept Roquan. He's the bitch who demanded a trade. Fuck off. Now, you're right. Like, Roquan is the better of all of those linebackers. Like, you're not wrong. But he's the one who wanted out of
Sure.
Chicago.
And he also doesn't fit the scheme nearly as
yeah,
well as guys like Edmonds do.
My brain just fried. Well, I'm not going to argue that because I genuinely don't know enough about the Bears scheme, so I'm not going to sit there
That's
and
fair.
pretend I
Well,
do.
I'll tell you because I do.
Fair enough.
He doesn't fit the scheme as well, and I understand at a certain point athletes transcend scheme and whatnot. Roquan's not that guy. He's not. There is one linebacker in the NFL that transcends scheme, and he plays in San Francisco. Everybody else needs to fit in a scheme. Exactly. Everybody else needs to fit in a scheme to a certain extent, especially with Roquan's size and his shoes when it comes to getting swallowed up in the run game. I've said it on here before, and I'll say it a billion times over until people shut the fuck up about it. The Bears were looking for a big linebacker that can come in and make plays in the run game without getting swallowed by every offensive lineman in the league, while also having the range to play in coverage. And that's exactly what Tremaine Edmonds is. Is he as good in coverage as Roquan Smith? Absolutely not.
No.
Is he as athletic as Roquan Smith? No. But he's a better run defender, and he's honestly improved a lot in coverage, and he's a really fucking good athlete for being 6'5".
It's also very important to mention, homie's still like 23. I don't know how that's possible, but he's so young.
He defies the laws of
Only
physics
19.
somehow.
Yeah.
Dude.
The only thing that I don't like about the Edmonds signing is I can't buy his jersey because I am not buying a linebacker that wears the number 49.
Why?
That is like, I don't like it.
It's so much better.
Linebackers are supposed to wear numbers in the 50s.
They have to wear other numbers, though. Like, that's
My
literally
world.
a thing.
My
Is there
world.
even another number 50 available on the Bears?
58. He's taking Roquan's number.
No, you can't do that. You can't. That's just
59.
disgusting.
59.
Roquan's
Add
jersey
10
will be
to your
retired
current
before
number.
next year anyway. Yeah.
But, okay.
There.
What else did the Bears do? Trading for DJ Moore. They just traded for the best receiver in franchise history. That's, like, not even an argument. Who cares about the rest of the picks? You got Fields, a real wide receiver, who, inarguably, had he been on the Bears this whole time, would be the best receiver in Bears history. Like, that's the guy you just got. You added, again, TJ Edwards. DeMarcus Walker is not a bad player. Nate Davis is a good guard, which you needed. I mean, I guess now Cody Whitehair moves to center. Realistically, you draft a tackle, you have a decent O-line. Now, you need a center at some point because Whitehair's old. And, yeah, but
Have two
like,
second-round picks.
it's so much better than it was last year. You extended Kari. You added Travis Homer and Donta Foreman. I know Miller loves David Montgomery. Donta Foreman's on the exact same level as a player and genuinely might be better. And $3 million. Like,
At the very least, he's cheaper and was more productive last year.
right. And less injury riddled, which is a thing.
Yeah.
It does matter. Robert Tonyan is a nice piece. Guess who just probably got a lot more open all the time? Cole Kmet. Because honestly, as a receiving threat, you might look at Tonyan first, because Kmet is a better blocker. So there will be times where Kmet stays to block and Tonyan runs the routes.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing. You added a backup QB who can run the same system as your current QB. Thank you, Bears. I don't know how that was so hard to figure out. Fields has been there for what? That was year 2, I guess.
This is year 3 going into, yeah.
So, 2 years, and you didn't ever have a quarterback who could play the same style as your starter. That's stupid. So, I'm sorry.
So,
like, the Bears aren't perfect, but they had a very underrated offseason because everybody hates the linebacker picks for no reason because they're stupid. So I did that for Miller, so let's hope he does what I need him to.
I mean, I like what the Vikings are doing.
Let's go.
I get what they're doing. They kept Alexander Madison, which is very important. Very, very underrated running back. They added a blocking tight end, which is going to allow Hawk to go out and be a receiver more often. They are freeing up money. They're getting younger on the defensive side of the ball. They restructured Harrison Smith so he can retire a Viking. They kept Garrett Bradbury, which isn't ideal, but at least now they don't have a hole at center, so there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, $6 million. Okay, you are missing so many things here. What are we doing?
What else am I
The
skipping
Vikings
over?
have had a huge
We knew
offseason,
it was
actually.
gonna happen. He just
We
wanted
got
you
Marcus
to say it so
Davenport.
he
They
could-
added Marcus Davenport, who
On a
the more I
$3
look
million
into him,
cap
the
hit.
more underrated that deal is.
On a
Yeah,
$3 million
because he-
cap hit.
Yeah,
Like, I
'cause
know
he's not the
everybody
most
sees
productive-
13 million, but oh my God, he's against the books for 3.
Yeah.
Like, And
He's not the
yeah,
most.
no, he's had
okay,
injuries. That's why people hate him so much. That and because the Saints traded so much to move up for him, and he wasn't, the greatest player ever, so they hate him. That's it. Like, he had 9 sacks in 6 starts 2 years ago. I get it. Last year he didn't play at all. And when he did, it wasn't that good. But good God, you added Dean Lowry to the defensive line. All these people saying the Vikings are now guaranteed to miss the playoffs. Theo thinks the Vikings aren't a playoff team in the NFC. What? Are you stupid? Genuinely. We have the best offense in the NFC. Not really close. Not really. Dude, the Eagles, I know, you like the Eagles, but they're not that team. And who's going to be running that offense? Jalen Hurts is great.
Really?
Philly has the best rushing offense, but overall, it's the Vikings.
Oh, do they? Do they?
Because that offensive line exists. And Rashad Penny.
Well, we still don't know if Rashad Penny's going to be healthy.
Well, he will start week 1. That's all that matters to me. What happens after that doesn't matter. Because the Vikings could be the worst offense, too. If Jay Jettas or Kirk gets hurt week 1, we're done. That's how this works.
The
right
only
now,
team that would really have any sort of claim against Minnesota would be the Niners if they had a quarterback, and they don't. So.
I think Philly, they have great weapons. Those are the 3 best offenses in the NFC. The Vikings defense was legitimately the worst in football last year. You have now a top 5 defensive coordinator. You added Dean Lowry. You kept Harrison Smith, Marcus Davenport. You signed technically the best free agent corner. Did Bradbury ever hit open market? Or was he re-signed before?
Technically.
Did he?
He did hit the open market, but didn't last. It was a day.
Okay. So Byron Murphy Jr. is a huge signing. We have a real corner 1 now. That is, I love Pat Pete, but he's a lot better than Pat Pete at this point. Not better than prime Pat Pete. Most corners aren't. So
also retained your long snapper.
Yep, the best long snapper in the league. And
I'm not gonna say all that, but
no, I am. All pro, baby.
I do not know enough about long snappers to say.
All pro, baby.
Yeah, I can't argue this. Pro merchant, sadly.
Andrew DePaula, the GOAT.
Sorry, he's not as swaggy as Pat Scales.
Though the Vikings did take 1 L so far this offseason. Only 1. Re-signing Greg Joseph.
They didn't cut Justin Jefferson. Oh, yes, Greg Joseph.
Yeah.
That's delayed. It did nothing.
He was weird, dude. I get he hit the longest kick in Vikings history last year, but he also missed 7 extra points. How do you miss 7 extra points? How?
Dude, every single team at some point during the year just finds a random missed kicks for them. Whatever. Yeah. Why would you take Greg Joseph? Anywho,
All right, Miller, make a real argument now since I had to do that. I thought you had my back, but you didn't. You didn't even try.
I'm sorry. I didn't have their free agent or their off season.
Also, firing
memorized.
Ed Donatel makes it the best off season.
Yeah,
just that.
Underrated off season. Kind of like what the Raiders are doing. I'm not gonna lie.
But they chose a worse quarterback. You can't draft a guy now.
Yeah.
You chose to downgrade your team.
3-year bridge guys. It's not how that works.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
there are no 3-year bridge guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Rodgers, but that doesn't count.
I liked what they were doing outside of that. That's fair.
That's fair. Outside of that's okay. But choosing
Garoppolo
in the AFC West is tough.
Realistically, the Bears would have been my pick, but I didn't know we're considering their offseason underrated. So, but that's fair. I mean, it is the more you think about it.
By the way the world talks about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll take the Vikings. You can take the Bears. We both already yelled about it.
Yeah.
Jake
Move
took
on.
the Broncos, I guess. Or are you changing that?
No, I've changed my mind since we talked.
Good, go ahead.
As much as I hate to say it because I don't like what they've done as an organization, but Cleveland has had a pretty good offseason, and not many people are talking about them. I know that they signed, I'm going to butcher his name, the Texans edge rusher, Okoronkwo, I think is his last name.
Okoronkwo, yeah.
Okoronkwo.
Okoronkwo.
Signed Delvin Tomlinson, who, their defensive line, their front seven, awful. Not as awful anymore. They have a guy next to Myles Garrett now. They have Delvin Tomlinson in the middle of that defensive line now. Yeah. That's about all I have to say. Because I can't think of anything else they've done, but it's good enough for me.
Who did they get at safety? I know they added a safety. Hold on.
Oh, Juan Thornhill.
Yeah.
Is that the only guy?
And he's fine.
I mean, Juan Thornhill is not bad.
I mean, he's better than
he's fine.
They had a safety. I mean, John Johnson's leaving, as far as I know.
Yeah. And I mean,
all right, what's the next question?
Okay, I'm just checking to see if they added anybody else.
Yeah.
They added
Simple
fake
yes or no
AJ
question
Green.
here, boys.
Okay.
Simple yes or no question here, boys. Will you be buying Madden 24?
Yes, sadly.
Unfortunately, yes.
I will be. Yes. Yes.
It's gonna be awful,
No.
but it's okay. At this point, I need everybody to help me root for it to be awful. Because EA's gonna be done with Madden if it's bad again.
I'm so glad.
We need to root for
EA
it to be
EA.
atrocious. So
Yes.
we can buy it, but actually I recommend you don't. The only reason I'm gonna is for my job. I recommend anybody that doesn't have to play Madden as their job, don't buy it. Like, genuinely don't. Make it fail so EA doesn't have it anymore. Give it to a company that won't focus only on Ultimate Team. Give it to a company who will they call it a simulation football. I know this was supposed to be simple, but you got me going. It's supposed to be a simulation football game, but it's not. There's nothing simulation about a game where if an animation gets randomly triggered, that's just what happens. The amount of times I have video of my defenders diving away from the runners so they don't tackle him because a missed tackle animation was triggered, or a corner jumping literally 12 feet in the air to get an interception because that animation's triggered. Or how many times have you seen a defensive lineman that was 10 yards away from your running back as you were running through the line suddenly break off a double team and tackle you behind the line of scrimmage because animations, they shouldn't exist.
Right.
If this is a simulation game, it should be entirely physics-based, like it used to be. But because of Mutt, they made it animation-based because that's more competitive. I'm sorry. They ruined their game for money, and all of you fucking idiots just keep throwing your wallets at them. Stop. If you spend money on Mutt, you're the problem. Okay, I'm done.
No money spent, gang.
This question could also send us into a long conversation. Let's let Miller take the floor. What does the fullback have to do to get more respect as a position?
It doesn't have to do anything. It's doing its job perfectly fine. The issue isn't the fullback, it's the media, it's how it's being utilized in today's NFL, it's the recognition it's not getting. I mean, straight up, how often do you see networks like ESPN or NFL Network talk about fullbacks that aren't Kyle Juszczyk? The answer is never. CJ Ham is the only one that gets some screen time.
He gets love sometimes, and that's because he's the only one who scores a lot.
Yeah,
kind of.
And then Pat Ricard will get a shout out here and there because big man, and Xander Horvath got some attention at the early of the year because he was scoring touchdowns every week. What they need maybe this should be my career goal, is they just need a fullback corner on like ESPN or something, or NFL Network, just like a 15-minute segment every day, or not even 15 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. They're just like, look at these sick blocks, look at this sick technique, look at this, look at that.
You
like
know,
there's
10-minute uploads exist on TikTok, and you have a YouTube channel. Get it going.
Listen, I'm getting there, okay? I'm waiting for my laptop, and
Valid.
TikTok, I'm not going to upload 10-minute videos on TikTok. That defeats the purpose of the app.
Don't act like the algorithm matters. TikTok's probably fucked up and pushing the 10-minute videos harder than
Maybe.
short ones because they're stupid.
By the way, the point is, it's not a fullback problem. It's just we live in a society, you know, where fullbacks don't get the attention they
We do
deserve.
live in a society.
But
This is true.
There's fullbacks out there playing. It's not like they're not on the field. They're there and they're doing stuff. If you can sit down and break down offensive lineman tape or corner tape when they're not actually playing the ball, you can break down fullback tape. There is room for it. You can look at the technique. You can look at the leverage. You can look at
Just go watch
the way
Kari
they
Blassen
position
game
themselves.
blow some people up. It'll make you feel better.
Right. That's another thing. We got what's his name from NFL Network? That's like the cringe white guy from the NFL Honors. Oh my God, he's a Bears fan. He was on fucking Real World. Kyle Brandt. Yeah, he does his angry runs. Where's our angry blocks? Let's get that going. Example with Kari, when he buried a Patriot in the end zone earlier this year, Bears fans went crazy over it. I didn't see a single person talk about it outside of Chicago. Juszczyk got a little love for something when he ran through Trent Williams on accident, and that's the only time I've seen somebody give a shit about a fullback blocking in the past couple months or couple years. Really, it's not the fault of the position. It's just everything around it, and I'm hoping that we saw a really big uptick in like yards per carry last year and success with inside runs and things like that. I'm hoping that we're going to see the big guys utilized a little bit more, like the big names. You know, your Karis, your Juszczyks, your Ricards, your Hams, your Jakob Johnsons, your Reggie Gilliams, your Alec Ingolds, etc. If those guys start to get utilized a little bit more, they'll get more screen time, and that'll open up everybody else to come in behind them. And then you've got guys coming up that'll hopefully get some more recognition. Like I'm sure Hunter Lepke will get some draft coverage closer to April, and the next year you'll have like Mason Wake from BYU who will make some noise. And it's just the fact that they're in an undervalued position because they don't make the big splash plays that are fun. It's not their fault. It's just that people don't appreciate the fun stuff anymore. They just want to see guy make 90-yard touchdown. They don't care about the gritty reality of the sport.
There you go. CJ Ham needs more love. That's all I know.
All do. Everybody.
Draft sleeper. Draft sleeper.
Ooh, draft sleeper. I got mine.
Okay, what are we calling a sleeper here? I'm just curious.
Guy
like a
who
sleeper first round pick, or like a
guy who's being projected as way lower than you think he's going to go, basically. Like a sleeper pick to go high.
Okay.
Draft. Let's say essentially.
All right, and that changes things a little bit.
Kinda.
I guess that we don't have to take it that way. The question literally just says draft sleeper.
Right.
So
but I'm just trying
guess any
to
sleeper player.
I've got a couple late round guys that I think are going to make like immediate impacts.
I got some names. We'll just I got 3 names I'm going to throw out. So you guys go ahead.
Go ahead then. No, you got 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm starting.
I doubt any of ours are going to overlap.
Maybe. So for later round guys who are gonna make an impact, because that's the way my head went, I think Malik Cunningham is the most underrated quarterback in this draft. He's so good. I love Malik so much. So he's the type of guy who goes in the 5th or 6th round, who, if he got a chance, could go on the magical Brock Purdy run, but actually do it with some skill. Not just get lucky. Like he's the guy. Miller's breaking out notes. Miller did not like Malik Cunningham.
No, I haven't watched Malik Cunningham.
Okay.
This is for when I talk.
Oh God, I thought we were gonna have to fight. I was scared.
No, I still haven't watched Cunningham. I watched my initial 11 quarterbacks and haven't touched them since.
Then I'm going with my second and third favorite running backs in this class because I'm a biased little fuck. Eric Gray and Mo Ibrahim, because they're both gonna fall to round 5, round 6, and they are really good. Mo Ibrahim's more interesting because he's coming off an Achilles tear a couple years ago and whatever. And looked kind of like J.K. Dobbins did when he came back. Still good, but it's almost like he lost that fifth gear he had. You guys remember that one really long J.K. Dobbins touchdown run where, it looked like anybody could catch him. Dude looked like he lost even second gear. He couldn't get out of first. He was just struggling. Then I think another guy that I see getting mocked kind of low, who's going to go early, both Osiris Torrance and Anton Harrison. People keep saying they're second-round picks. They're the 2 best offensive linemen in this class. They're going to go top 15. Sorry
I don't know
about
if I'd
it.
say that.
I would.
Osiris.
I think
Good.
I would
Osiris
put money on
Harrison,
it that
and
Osiris goes at 10.
I don't
They
hate
just
that.
lost Siamalu. And
Yeah, no, it makes
people keep
sense.
saying you can put
It
Cam
makes
Jurgens
sense.
there.
I trade out of
But-
that, yeah.
but-
And just take Osiris Torrance a little later.
Yeah, listen, Osiris Torrance is going to be a first-round pick no matter what.
I don't know.
Yes.
Are you
And I think Anton
are you
Harrison will
gonna
be too.
trust him to fall past New England? And who else picks right there? I forgot the draft order. Hold on. My brain is fucked.
Tampa somewhere, I've mocked him a lot at 19.
Oh, well, they don't matter.
A
19's
little bit
not
later, but still.
Right. But okay, are
the
we
Jets
really
need to
sure
reload?
he would get past the Titans, Texans, Jets, Patriots, Packers, Commanders, Steelers, the Lions? Hal Vitae is one of their guards.
Yeah.
They have a great
I was gonna say
O-line, but they're not. He's not making out of the top 20. I promise.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
can't. And even if he does,
The
at
only-
20, the Seahawks.
Right. He's not making it out of the top 20. The only reason I disagree with what you said is I don't think Anton Harrison is the second best offensive lineman in this class. I have John Michael Schmitz as the second best offensive lineman in this class.
Okay. I don't hate
I
that,
mean,
but okay.
And you can
I have
throw the
Schmitz
whole
at 3,
position
so it's
value
okay.
in it or whatever, but
I have
I don't know. I
Schmitz
think
at
John
3.
Michael Schmitz is an incredibly special center prospect.
I also
so
just wonder how much of this is my Oklahoma bias. A little bit.
that's valid.
So,
That's
because I
valid.
have Schmitz at 3, so because Minnesota.
Yeah. I have my answer. Do you have your answer, Miller?
I've got 2.
Okay, go for
We're
it.
both at the same position. So the first one's Dwayne McBride out of UAB. I've tweeted about him before.
I know who the
as,
second one is, but yeah.
Yeah, I love this running back class. I am
McBride
absolutely
is
enamored
fun.
with everyone I've watched. And Dwayne McBride is so good. I've got a soft spot for my power runners, and that's what McBride is. This dude's contact balance, his power, his instincts as a rusher, his vision's really good. He's a guy that I think can fit in just about any offense. He's not a guy that's going to be at his best in a zone scheme versus a power scheme. He's going to be at his best regardless of scheme because of his instincts, because of his intelligence, because of his vision. He's got great short area burst. He's a good size for a running back at 5'11", 215, and he's patient. The only thing that worries me about him is he's not the fastest dude in the world. His receiving ability is kind of limited, but then again, that's more so we didn't see a whole lot of it than we saw it, and it was bad. And then his ball security kind of sucks, but everything else is incredible. He's going to be a day 3 pick, but I think he's a guy that can come in and make an immediate impact at running back. Geek's going to say something.
No, I'm
scared.
watching something else. I was listening, but I'm
Oh, okay.
trying to figure out something.
No, I got
nothing about what you were
Gotcha.
saying. Other than I haven't
Okay,
watched
okay,
McBride.
fair.
I just like talking shit because I like Eric Gray and Mo Ibrahim because I'm a biased little bitch. And it's
Yeah.
running back,
And
so
then-
they're all good. That's how that works.
Right. There's my notes there, yeah. And then my other one. I mean, I think Jake already knows, but Roshan Johnson out of Texas. Listen, Bijan's getting all the attention. Rightfully so. I mean, Bijan is a blue chip generational running back prospect. Roshan's really fucking good.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is.
Breaks my heart that this guy's not going to be a fullback in the NFL because my God, as a blocker, because he had to block so much for Roshan, his technique is flawless. His tenacity and aggressiveness as a blocker is flawless. He would be a better version of what Xander Horvath came out as. Like, Xander Horvath committed as a fullback because he wasn't fast enough, didn't quite have the vision or the instincts to play halfback in the NFL. So he realized, I'm a thick dude. I can learn to block. I'm going to commit as a fullback. And he got drafted to play fullback. Roshan Johnson, if he declared as a fullback, him and Lepke would be 1A, 1B. Like, genuinely speaking, and you guys have heard me rave about Lepke being a literal blue chip fullback prospect. Roshan Johnson would be in the same boat. It's just they're different types of players. Where Lepke is the more Kyle Juszczyk hybrid role, Roshan Johnson would come in and be like Mike Allstott. This dude, again, not the fastest in the world, but my God, if you give him a full head of steam, you are not stopping him. You aren't. You can try to get in front of him. You can put whoever you want in front of him. He's going to fucking run through them. No questions asked. He breaks arm tackles like a fucking menace. His vision is incredible. He's another guy that's really patient in the backfield. Great pass blocker to go along with his run blocking ability. And like I said, he runs really pissed off. Lateral quickness is surprisingly good. Like, he is able to make jump cuts fairly quickly and get himself into holes to take off. And his short area burst is surprisingly good. His feet are good. Like I said, he's just not the most fluid dude in the world. He's not the fastest guy in the world, and he's a bit of a body catcher. But, like, oh my God, if Roshan Johnson declared in fucking 1984, it would be a top 10 pick. Like, he's nuts. I love Roshan Johnson. I see people calling him like RB10, putting him as a 6th round pick. That blows my mind. This dude, in my eyes, is at least a 3rd rounder. And I think I've got him as RB5 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, fucking love the guy.
Yeah, I totally thought you were going Tajay Spears there. That was
Well, no, I love Tajay, but I think a lot of people are starting to come around on him.
I don't know if he's underrated.
Yeah,
here's
I have seen him a little lower than I'd like, but I think people are starting to come around.
Here's my sleeper. I think Miller's gonna like this one. Because I think a lot of the dialogue this year's at the linebacker class isn't like fantastic. I'm not necessarily to say that this guy's a 1st round pick, but I think there's a very real case for Jack Campbell being the best linebacker in this class.
Ooh.
I think he is objectively.
I mean, it's between him and Deion Henley for me.
I don't know. I haven't watched
two are
a
both very
single
good.
linebacker yet. But
Jack Campbell blows everybody else out of the.
Ivan Pace
Jack
the
Campbell
GOAT.
is
Sorry.
ridiculous. Ivan Pace is actually pretty good.
Ivan
Cincinnati
Pace,
guy.
Cincinnati guy.
Very good. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
A lot of
Anyway.
people are high on Ventrell Miller. Also, I don't know if he's any good.
Miller's
I'm
up
just
there.
throwing names.
That's the Florida fat
Jack Campbell, I've only watched him and Henley as far as linebackers go. And Campbell, I honestly prefer him. And he, like, Deion Henley is like the consensus top linebacker guy on most boards.
Crazy.
And so I don't think I don't think Campbell's going to be a 1st round pick. I don't think there's going to be a linebacker picked in the 1st this year. But I think that early second linebacker pick that usually is being given to Deion Henley probably should instead be Jack Campbell.
I've got a 1st round grade on Campbell.
Miller, I'm going to need your help with this.
I think he could be.
But I think this has made it. I'm revealing basically my big board next week. I'm going to reveal my top 5s at every position. But I need your help because I don't know what fullbacks are in the draft. So, or where to find any film. Like, I know Lepke's there. But, like, after that, I got nothing.
Patty's Cut-Ups hasn't put out film for any of the fullbacks, unfortunately.
Okay, so it's
I haven't
going to
gotten to do a lot of scouting.
Lepke. I don't know.
But Lepke, Jack Coletto.
Okay, are there
although he
even
might declare
5
as a
guys who might
linebacker.
be drafted? Are there even 5 guys declaring as fullbacks?
I'd have to look. I honestly haven't, because I haven't had a chance to watch film. I haven't gone deep
Fair.
into the fullback class yet, so I'm not 100%.
I might be an asshole and just have Lepke there because we can't review
You
anybody
gotta put
else.
Jack Coletto.
Okay.
You gotta put Jack Coletto. Jack Coletto's legit.
But after that, I can't. If I can't watch any film, I can't really rank anybody.
Yeah, because a lot of the fullbacks that come to mind for me were sticking around, like Mason Wake, the kid from Ohio State. I can't remember his name.
Gotcha.
Monty Potenbaum. He's great. Iowa. Brad Roberts from Air Force.
Guys gotta declare.
No, he's not. He's not Air Force. I'm sorry. He's No, it is Air Force. Air Force is blue and white, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, maybe.
I got Air Force and Army confused in my head for a second, because Lanky Boy went to Army, then Brad Roberts went to Air Force.
Lanky Boy.
Andre Carter went to Army. They're like black and gold. Then Air Force is blue and white. So yeah, Brad Roberts. There's a kid from like South Illinois or something fucking weird. Hold on, I gotta get his name. Hold on. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of the big fullbacks that I can think of outside of Lepke and Coletto and Potenbaum as well are sticking around for another year, which is the case with most fullbacks. Javon Williams, yeah, Southern Illinois. That was the other one.
Okay. Okay.
Potenbaum, James Tupow from Tulsa. There's Roberts.
Okay. Well, we'll talk
Jared
about
Russ
this at a more
from Iowa
important time.
State.
We should get to the questions because this is going to be a really long episode.
We are not getting to
Listen, you can't ask me about fullbacks and then be like, hold on, we gotta move on. You knew what you were getting into.
Well, I was literally... I asked if we could converse about this week, goddammit.
Where are we at time-wise?
Over an hour 31. So let's go.
Well, let's get moving. I might skip some questions for time's sake.
Nope, we're doing all of them. That's the rules.
Skip questions yet. We're doing all of them.
Okay. Gosh.
Can't let the people down.
We can't.
Our mailbags are fun. You're supposed to make them long.
It's true.
Would you rather watch every Rico Knows live stream for 1 month, start to finish, or you can't do anything in the background, or would you rather eat 3 Whoppers a day for a month? Up to you how and when you eat them during the day.
Absolutely, 3 Whoppers.
I could
does it
literally
have
just
to be a
3
regular Whopper, or can it be like, can we get freaky as long as Whopper's in the name?
You can have it your way. Have it your way.
Okay, yeah. If we can have it our way, then I'm going Whopper.
Absolutely the Whopper. Because it doesn't.
You could literally just eat three Whoppers for lunch, and that would be it.
No, only eat 3 Whoppers a day. So only 3 Whoppers. Wait, does that mean no fries? Dog, how am I supposed to get on without my fries with my burger? Don't do that to me.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I am Irish. Give me my potatoes. I'm sorry.
This is one of our less serious questions.
But
no Rico knows.
Racist bastard.
Nobody here is going to pick him in this scenario.
True.
This is specific to Geek. Geek, how would you react if Cook were to leave the Vikings and they sign Antonio Gibson?
Okay,
it's very specific.
We wouldn't get Gibson. That's not a thing. But
I'm not sure how the math would work out. But let's say Antonio Gibson is your starting running back next year.
Somehow we end up with Gibson.
Somehow, how would you feel? This is what the question is asking.
Letting Cook go is something you guys have heard me argue for forever. His cap hit is huge. Yes, he is still a top 10 running back in football. But check. You don't win a Super Bowl with running backs getting paid. That just doesn't happen. Good teams don't pay running backs. because like Alex Madison at $3 million is more valuable than Dalvin Cook at 17. Like, I'm sorry. It's weird. I hate arguing for players not to get paid. I think people should pay running backs. I just don't think you should pay them if you're a real team. Like, if you're contending. Like, yeah, the Raiders should pay a running back. They're not a real team right now. Yet, the Packers should pay Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon whatever they want, because right now they're not that team. I'm trying to think. Who else has signed running backs to ridiculous amounts of money lately? The Titans should have paid Derrick Henry. Yeah. That was the only reason they were a good team. That's it. He carried.
Affect Antonio Gibson's legacy.
But
what legacy? Antonio Gibson is hot ass.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why he's the guy.
He's not that bad.
But how would you feel about Antonio Gibson being starting running back?
See, I mean, he would only be the starter on paper. Alex Madison would get all the carries. He'd come in on third down and catch some passes sometimes, which is a good role for Gibson, so I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
We already have Madison, so I'm good.
He's hot ass if he's your RB1. As a third down back, he's fine.
Yep.
There's a reason why he never actually started for the Commanders, despite being there for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I hate that this is a question. But it is. Who is better, Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff? It is Kirk Cousins.
It's Kirk, and it's not close. It's not close.
Pretty easily.
Miller, I know you hate Kirk. It's not close.
Maybe they're cooking. Maybe they're cooking.
What are they? Listen, Jared Goff has a hot girlfriend.
You seen Kirk's wife, man?
I haven't actually. I have no idea what Kirk.
I haven't either.
I'm looking it up now.
No, we cannot make this the deciding factor.
You're the idiot who tried it, so deal with it.
I was trying to be funny. No, Goff is not better than Kirk.
Oh, Goff's not better than Kirk.
Whoever thinks that
Goff is. I think Goff is unfortunately overrated because he gets ranked so much.
Cheers to Kirky boy. That's all I know. Good on you, Kirk. Good on you.
Kirk's he's a dude. I'm sure he.
I mean, he's a theater kid. He's the GOAT.
That's true.
We're not suggesting that you look up Kirk Cousins.
Not at all.
But if you feel led for some reason, maybe you could do that.
I mean, if you're still here an hour and 36 in, it's all good.
True.
Do what you got.
You're committed enough to be here an hour and 36. You're committed enough to Google Kirk's wife. What did Miller just say?
He doesn't hate Kirk anymore, so far as his words.
Throwing on me.
It's because he's just a silly little guy, but he's not the quirked up white boy type. He's the goofy white boy, which is better.
Exactly. He's the better breed of unconventional white boy.
Yeah. Like, because he's not cocky about it. He's just chilling.
Right. Give me the theater kid over the kid who wore his Letterman jacket to school every day 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. Most attribute Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is just Drew Lock if Drew Lock's parents made him go to church when he was a kid.
No.
Kirk Cousins is Drew Lock if Drew Lock was nothing like Drew Lock.
Yeah. Had some talent, was a decent human. Yeah. Then he could be Kirk.
Didn't have people screaming about his genitalia every 5 minutes.
That's weird. That's so weird.
Yeah, Drew Lock is a quirked up white boy. Don't try to group him with Kirk. He's one of the quirked up white boys. He's in the
I was literally using him as a contrast, as an opposite.
Yeah, they're polar opposites.
Yeah, that is like the opposite of grouping them together. Contrasted them. Learn English, you bozo.
So I've been fucking around with PFF's mock draft simulator. Sorry, we don't need to yell about Drew Lock for another 2 hours. We yell about him enough. Okay. He's awful. Everyone knows it. Jake literally only brings him up to get under our skin. That is why I'm pushing so hard to move off this. But this mock draft, the Bills just traded up with the Vikings to take Dalton Kincaid. Then
Based.
then the Jaguars took
Bro's
Bajan,
doing mock drafts right now.
and then the Giants took Michael Mayer, and the Cowboys took Zay Flowers. Literally not a single pick there made any shred of sense.
Based.
PFF, this is why
PFF
everybody
build.
yells about you. What the fuck?
True.
Build. What's the next question?
We've had
Sorry.
some negative dialogue around this team earlier in the episode. Are the Eagles going to be good enough to make the bowl again? Probably not.
I think they can
They
be.
still
I
have
think
the
they
best.
I think they definitely can be.
They have the
Yeah,
best
they still have
quarterback in the
best
NFC,
quarterback in the
so
NFC.
it's hard to root
Yeah.
against them.
It's hard to.
Best quarterback in the NFC, best corner duo, maybe in football. I said maybe. I didn't say is for
Dolphins.
sure. There's an argument to be made. Right. I mean, yeah. No, I don't think they do. I'm saying they have one of. Like, there is an argument to be made there.
I
I'm not saying it's an argument I agree
I think
with.
the Dolphins are kind of far and away the best.
That's true. I kind of did forget for a moment they had Ramsey now.
Yeah,
So we'll say
so Xavier,
arguably the second best cornerback. Okay, best cornerback duo in the NFC, arguably second best in the league.
Yeah.
Anyways, front seven still intact. Like they lost what? Robert Quinn. Who cares? They're gonna have Nakobe Dean step up next year since they lost T.J. Edwards. What's his nuts? Jordan Davis is gonna play more next year because he's not hurt now. Offensive line's still pretty much intact. They just got to figure out guard, and they're in perfect position to take a replacement at 10 or maybe even at a 30. Maybe they go crazy and take Steve Avila. Wide receiver core still great. Run game's still going to be great. Like they already said about Hurts. I don't see any reason why they don't have a chance, especially with how shitty the NFC is.
Yeah, I definitely think that they'll be good enough to at least make a run at the Super Bowl. I don't think there's any reason for me right now to say that they won't. But yes,
They would have to royally fuck up their
Would have
draft,
to-
and everyone else would have to
they would
draft
have
incredibly.
to draft terribly, and they'd have to lose even more guys in free agency than they already have, which isn't really possible, I guess.
Yeah.
But speaking of teams that made runs or have made runs, which NFL team is most likely to go from the conference championship game to a top 10 pick? None of them in this past year.
I mean, if we have to pick one, it hurts me to say it, but it's the Niners.
It's the Niners because of their quarterback situation.
Quarterback, yeah.
I don't know.
Every other conference championship team has their quarterback, and they are like top 5.
Yeah,
So-
but
Yeah.
even then, like, I don't know. Even Sam Darnold is winning 12 games on that fucking Niners team.
Right, we're not
That's
saying
true.
it's gonna happen.
They're the
it's
most
just
likely,
out of the
though.
4
Yeah.
teams, they are probably
It's in current
most
I
likely.
situation.
agree. I just don't like
Like,
it.
when's the last time a team with a top 5 quarterback picked top 10 the next year naturally?
Kyler Murray and the Cardinals.
I love Kyler.
said naturally, that doesn't
naturally.
include-
He's
Doesn't
top
include-
10, and that was
Yeah,
Yeah,
top
but Kyler
5.
got hurt.
I
oh,
also said top 5. Top 5 quarterback picked top 10 the next year naturally.
Yeah, without like a big injury
without-
to their quarterback or something like that.
Also,
I
like you
still
could say
think the
Philadelphia
Cardinals
this year,
would've
but they don't have that pick naturally. It's the Saints pick
True.
or whatever.
trying to think of who else has
yeah.
top 10 picks right now. Nobody with a
No,
QB.
none of them
not-
have a top 5 quarterback.
Not that high. I was
coming
going to
into
say,
this year.
the Bears had the number 1 overall pick with definitely not a bad QB, but
Yeah,
not
but
top 5.
top
With
5.
Not
the
top
best
10
quarterback in football.
No.
But if we had to choose one from the past year, it would be the Niners.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're
the
on
only
quarterback
team that makes
position.
sense.
Next question.
Who's your favorite Bears fans and why is it Jarrett? Unfortunately, it is not Jarrett, although I do love him.
Yeah, sadly, it's got to be
I think-
Miller, unfortunately.
I think my default, it has to be Miller, yeah.
Unfortunately, Miller wins,
Miller-
unless we're not allowed to count our
Sadly.
co-host.
We're not allowed to count our co-host. It's probably Jarrett because he's the other one I interact with on a regular basis, but it's Miller.
I would have said Bat Duck before today, Grayson, but I can't because he's an asshole.
Oh, because he was mean to MGK.
He just tried to say Olivia Rodrigo not only was better, but that she makes pop punk music. So I hate him,
Okay,
and he's stupid.
I'm not gonna speak on the genre because I don't know what her genre is, because she makes a lot of different things that like try to cross borders. But I do think she's a better artist than MGK, unironically. I fucking love Olivia Rodrigo's music.
If you listen to solely MGK's pop punk stuff, he's a very good artist.
Thank you.
I don't listen.
Ignore the rap. Ignore the rap.
Oh, I'm not
Ignore
talking
the
about the
rap.
rap. The pop punk is fire.
Ignore the rap. Look at the pop punk.
As a punk artist, fucking hell, I can't talk. As a pop punk artist, MGK is fine. Still not the biggest fan in the world, but he's not bad. He's not dog shit. You know, he doesn't suck.
He was a big quarantine artist for me. His pop punk.
And I mean, listen. At the end of the day, music's totally subjective. What I say doesn't matter to you, and vice versa. But me personally, I do like Olivia Rodrigo.
Chance the Rapper is really good.
bit more.
Not a lot of people share that.
Yeah, you like The Big Day. Okay.
I do like The Big Day. I think The Big Day is not
This guy
that bad
likes
of an
The
album.
Big Day.
I don't think it's that bad of an album. I don't think it is. Subjectively, of course.
It's not dog
See,
shit.
and then it's what
mid.
started this whole argument on Twitter. I hate
Geek
Kanye.
doesn't like Kanye.
He has made one song that's mediocre.
I think me not liking Kanye is
What
Stronger.
song is that? Out of curiosity,
think
which
Stronger.
song? Oh, Stronger?
Yeah. And that's because it's the first Kanye West song I ever heard, and I was in like
I think
6th grade. So I was
not
chilling.
liking Kanye is like literally like the definition of music being subjective, because so many people like Kanye, but like it's just not my type of music. What Kanye does, it's as simple as that. Like I don't like his style of songs, and
and that's totally valid.
Yeah.
like the most recent Kanye song I like listened to was when I was back at school, like when Donda dropped, we just listened to the song where his mom says the word Donda like over and over again.
Oh my god.
That
that
was
one.
the most hyped up release to be the worst fucking album ever.
I like
Dude,
Donda.
let me tell you, and I am personally
enjoyed
affected
it.
by this because I was at the
Wild.
stupid thing he did at Soldier Field. He was like, "I'm gonna release the album."
You were
You
there?
were there?
Oh, I was there, yeah.
I thought you didn't like Kanye. Why were you there?
Why wouldn't you
friends
be
like
there if
Kanye.
you could?
That's fair. For all you know, he's gonna
hey,
bring up Trump.
I would have been there.
Yeah.
It's one of those albums. Who knows who else shows up, dude?
That's what
And
I'm
plus,
saying,
it's just an experience. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm big on
One,
those.
my friend likes Kanye. 2, the baby was there, and I think that's hilarious. And 3, I think anything Kanye would have done would be objectively funnier than anything I would have experienced not going that night.
That's fair. That's valid.
And
If
it's
we look at it like that, that's
experiences. I'm
valid.
big on
And also,
experiences.
if he had dropped the album there, I would have been one of the first people to experience it.
True.
Even though I don't like him, so I like my chances. My favorite Bears fan is Miller. That's my answer to the question.
Same.
My favorite Bears fan is Jake Johnson.
Who? No.
I don't even know who that is.
He's an
but I respect
actor. Have you guys ever seen or heard of the show New Girl?
I've seen New Girl. Yeah,
Heard
a
of
little bit of it.
Okay,
But
he plays.
never seen
He
it.
plays Nick.
Oh, that dude. I know who you're talking about.
He's
yeah,
a Bears fan in the show and in real life. He's a big Bears fan.
Jake Johnson.
Love that
Shout
guy.
out that guy.
He is who I aspire to be.
Come on the
Geek, I'll
podcast.
put it this way: he played the washed-up Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse, like Peter B. Parker.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Okay.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, I
Is
love
it
Jake
bad
Johnson.
that that's actually no? My name is literally Geek. That checks out.
That's true. Yeah, that does check out.
I'm sure a lot of people know him from that over New Girl. Like New Girl is a sitcom, and nowadays sitcoms aren't necessarily the most
Sitcoms are
popular
still
thing
like
in the world.
they're like the most popular thing on TV. Still.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Shut
you-
up.
yeah, you
I'm
can
trying
make-
to defend you, and you're making yourself look worse.
You can make whatever
Yeah,
kind
I
of
just
sitcom
don't-
you want.
Dude, the only sitcom I have ever that's not true. I liked How I Met Your Mother. I liked Friends.
Friends is okay. I think The Office is okay.
I've never seen an episode of Friends.
The Office
Office
is
was
really good
fine.
because of rewatchability.
I like The
Rewatchability
Office.
is what makes The Office good because it's so easy to
That's
rewatch
fair.
over and over again.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it so much. And like,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of sitcoms I like.
New Girl, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
Community
is
are my
so
big three.
funny. Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Community are definitely up there, both.
Yeah.
I love
But
Community.
just to put it out there, on New Girl, the character of Nick Miller, yes, Nick Miller, by the way, just want to put that out there. They made him a Bears fan because Jake Johnson was such a big Bears fan, and there are multiple running gags with the Bears throughout the show, including, like, at the very end, they flash forward to show his life, like, eventual life, and his kid's wearing a Mitch Trubisky jersey, which is really funny.
Super
Because
funny.
it aged so poorly.
If New Girl was still running, there'd be an episode where he gets into a debate about Justin Fields now.
That'd be
There would
sick.
He also called Ryan Poles hot, or I'm sorry, not Ryan Poles, Ryan Pace hot. So a good-looking guy is how he worded it. I'm sorry, because the one girl was talking about having like a sex dream about somebody, and Nick assumed automatically it was somebody from the Bears, and he just started naming Bears people. And he was like, Ryan Pace, I get that he's a good-looking dude, but come on. I mean, he went through everybody. John Fox, Mike Ditka, Ryan Pace.
Okay.
It's a good show.
I don't know if I agree with that take, but
this is the second time Geek has looked up somebody to see how attractive they are in this episode.
That's true. That's true. Hey, at least I'm not going to be like the guy I yelled at on Twitter and hide behind somebody else as my profile picture and then make fun of the way people look.
Fair enough.
Oh, I saw that.
I'm kind of sad that dude's basically banned. I wanted so bad to get a response. I was planning to cook that bozo all day, but he's gone now. Sadness.
I was upset that I saw it after it happened because I wanted to jump into, but it was over. I'm not gonna force it to start over. Geek's still over here arguing about pop punk with Bat Duck, by the way, while we're recording this episode. I keep getting the notifications because I mentioned in the thread.
I'm sorry, dog.
I mean, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Our next question is, what is the best epic rap battles of history battle? I don't think I've watched a single one. I cannot.
You're missing out.
Thing.
I cannot answer this question personally, but Miller, you seem like
I have like half of them memorized, bro.
What's the best one then? Clue us in.
So, like, I would say from an objective standpoint, the best one is probably the Russian leader one, where it's like all of the Russian leaders up against each other.
Okay.
That one's great. The artists versus the TMNT is great. My favorite, heavily biased, is Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali. That one's awesome.
Nice.
The only thing I don't like is the last line of the battle is them shitting on Space Jam, and that made me mad.
No. Jam's good.
Deadpool versus Boba Fett is great.
Sounds dope.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it's really good. Hitler versus Darth Vader, those three obviously are good, even though, like, the concept is kind of fucked. Darth Vader cooks the shit out of Hitler all 3 times, if that makes it any better.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they did a trilogy, and it's Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. And in all 3 of them, in my opinion at least, Vader cooks the shit out of Hitler.
Good.
He goes hard.
Good stuff.
Tells him to suck on his robot balls at one point, and it's fucking peak.
That's pretty fun.
God, what are some other good ones? Hold on, I'm cooking. The Eastern versus Western philosophers is really, really good. I don't know, okay, I think if I had to pick objectively, I would probably go with the artists versus TMNT. I think objectively speaking, that one's the best.
Okay. Now that Miller has clued us in on what the best one of the
fucking love the RV
battles are. If animals talk, which one would be the smartest and which one would be the dumbest?
We already know that. It's dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins would definitely be the smartest.
Dolphins are the smartest. So
dolphins are also little war criminals, but that's its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have no morals, and it's hilarious, but it's also awful.
Right.
I think the dumbest would probably be, it's got to be something stupid like a fly, right?
No, let's not get that, dude. We're talking about an animal, not an insect.
It's true.
That's true. No, the dumbest would be...
Like, what would
Sloths are pretty dumb. They like starve themselves to death.
Yeah, what would a sloth
That's
say
just
to you
'cause they're
if they
slow.
would talk? I also feel like they can't be the
Koalas are
smartest.
pretty stupid. Koalas are like slowly killing themselves because they can't stop non-consensually breeding.
Well, that aren't. No, that just gets them high. I was gonna say eucalyptus
This is
is also
also
a problem
also
because
this is-
it
it's
just
an
gets them
animal
high
that
all
is-
the time.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah,
that is
no,
like
did
the
you guys
dumbest
know
in
that?
nature.
Like, in terms of koalas, like half of them are close to dying because they've transmitted chlamydia to each other.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like
Wait,
lethal to
I thought
them.
it was syphilis.
Maybe it is. I don't know. It's some STD that's like actually lethal for them.
Two koalas have syphilis. This
I don't
podcast
know.
is wonderful.
But
No,
that's
it was
what they do. They
chlamydia.
sit
What the
around-
fuck has? What,
Okay.
that's not important.
Right.
No.
I was just saying, like, they sit around and do things to each other non-consensually, and then it ends up with a lot of them dying because of it. Like,
the
that's
dumbest-
pretty fucking dumb.
I feel like the dumbest is probably some kind of bird.
Oh, probably. Ah.
Well, like what would a crow
Fuckers
say
that
if you
fly
gave
in your
the-
Crows
window.
are actually
Ability to
so
speak.
smart. Don't you fucking
Crows
dare.
Yeah, no,
What?
those little bastards are devious.
Well,
Well, like,
and
what
they're
would a
also
goose, what would a
they were
goose
lit.
say
Yeah.
to you? What would a
No,
goose-
you know what the dumbest animal would be? Hamsters.
Hamster would be
Yeah.
out there.
Those little
Yeah.
bastards have. There's nothing going on up here. If you
Yeah.
gave them the ability to talk, I don't think they would be able to.
I
Like, we're
honestly
talking
feel
about
like-
bastards that like get out of their cages and get themselves ate or sucked up by a vacuum or crushed by a
feel like-
couch. Like hamsters always die in the most brutal ways, and it's not because they're suicidal. It's because they're idiotic.
I feel like some breeds of dogs are pretty dumb. Like most dogs are pretty smart.
I don't
but,
know. I
like,
think the
my
ability.
dog
I
just
think
kind of like my dog just kind of runs into things, and
yeah, but
maybe he's
dogs all
blind. I don't
possess
know.
the ability to learn commands, and I think
love.
that
Yes,
sets them like their floor is a lot higher than other animals.
their floor of an animal is a lot higher than
Yeah,
say,
they're like
a
the CK
hamster.
Stroud of animals,
Their
where they have
floor-
this really
Their
high
floor
floor.
is like the hamster ceiling, basically.
Yeah,
would say.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say the hamster ceiling is even lower. than
Even
their
lower,
floor.
yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a seagull. I think seagulls are probably pretty dumb.
No, because seagulls are smart too. They know
Nah,
how to
'cause-
get you to feed them, and they know how to steal your shit.
Nah, they just swarm people. That's it. They're not smart.
Yeah,
They're just pack
They
animals.
Smart enough
are-
to know to swarm you.
No,
They're
th-
high-
no, they're just doing what they gotta do to survive. Literally, the only thing
Okay,
they'd say if
fair.
they could talk was mine. Finding Nemo was right.
that's
Yeah.
Mine,
that's one of my
mine?
favorite. That's one of my
Mine?
favorite Family Guy clips. Is the one where all the seagulls are like having a meeting, and the one guy goes, "Maybe we shouldn't swarm these guys. Maybe we should go find food on our own, like normal people." And then they're just like back in like the head seagull's office. He's like, "What was that? Embarrassing me. Now get out there and go swarm some people."
Yes.
It's real for that.
All right. Moving on. What is your to order at your favorite restaurant?
Ooh.
What?
See, I feel like my favorite restaurant might not even be where you guys are. That's the problem. Actually, no, it probably is. I gotta think about
What's
it.
your favorite restaurant?
I don't know. I like a lot of places in my local area.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're like. What is my favorite restaurant? Oh, my favorite restaurant is Fogo de Chao. That's my favorite restaurant.
So
It is a Brazilian steakhouse. That's like one of those places where you can you like, I don't know if you've ever like experienced this place or like you've heard of them. It's like one of those steakhouses where you have like a little card and it's green and red, and you pay like a flat price, and as long as you have your card on green, people will just keep bringing you various types of steak for you to eat and put on your
Sick.
plate, and like chicken, like lamb and stuff, and then you pay like a certain amount per person. They have a free salad bar, and then you go, and as long as your thing's green, they'll just keep bringing you meat as long as you want, and you don't have to pay any extra for it. It's dope. So that would
Dude,
be it.
I would test that theory so hard. They would kick me out.
like that's what we should do when we're at the NFL draft.
I'm down.
Live in person.
Where's the draft next year?
Puerto Rico.
Have they announced?
I feel like it's not there.
Why not?
I have a feeling it's not there.
It's gonna be after Biden announces it as the 51st
that's gonna be
state.
Next year.
I don't know if
after
any of us
ESPN
can go next year, if I'm being honest.
Where?
I don't
Where
know
is
if
it
we can
next year?
show up in Detroit
Ooh.
rocking Packers, Bears, and Vikings gear.
Hey. To be fair, we will be accredited because at that point ESPN will have hired us for our own show. And
I'm not
everybody
working for
will know who we are.
ESPN. I'm out.
Fine, Fox will have hired us for our own show.
Fox?
Can we
Fine,
can we
Bleacher
get
Report will have
NFL
hired us
Network? Or
All
like
right,
Yeah,
guys.
from
This
Network
week
Network.
our special guest is Tucker Carlson
no,
here with his
no,
top
Fox
5
Sports, you
quarterbacks.
goober. Shannon Sharp.
No, I know.
Fucking
I
Skip
know.
Bayless. Let me cook Skip. Let me cook him.
Today we're here with Skip Bayless and we're just gonna lock him in our room with Geek for an hour and see
Let's
what
go.
happens.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Skip's
Okay, so
way
what
of winning
what were we
arguments is
talking
just
about?
being louder than people.
What
He
is your
can't be
what-
louder
what
than
is your
me.
go-to
Go-to
order?
order,
What
right?
is your go-to order at favorite restaurant? The garlic
Okay.
steak at Fogo de Chao is like one of my favorite foods ever. That's my pick.
All right. Well, it's not apparent by my enjoyment of Leonard Skinnard and Freebird. I am a blue-blooded American, so my favorite restaurant is Cracker Barrel.
Nice.
And I go to
What the
Cracker
fuck?
Barrel.
That's actually I
I
actually
go to
respect that
Cracker
pick.
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel's
I
good.
get
See-
myself a nice bacon cheeseburger with barbecue sauce, a side of steak fries, and a side of cornbread. And that is heaven.
See, here's why
It is
I have
my
an issue.
personal heaven.
As somebody from I know Wyoming's not technically the South, but we have the same ideals here when it comes to food and sweet tea and all of this. Cracker Barrel is the worst version of every type of food they have on their menu. It is not close, and
Well,
it's disgusting. Please, Miller,
live in
this changes
Maryland,
things.
so-
You fly out here right now and let me give you some good American food.
Ratio
Sorry.
plus I live in Maryland plus
Right,
That's not a
like,
ratio. That's
I
an
live
L
in
for you.
Western
I'm
Maryland,
sorry, dog.
L
That's
plus
an
I
L
live in
for
What
you.
Maryland.
what real Southern cuisine am I supposed to acquire
I
in
don't
fucking
know.
Appalachia?
Something better than that, because Cracker
Fair
Barrel.
enough.
Let me pull up to the Frostburg State Dining Hall and see if they've got catfish this week.
To be
Maybe
fair,
they do.
That's a real thing they've done before, and they couldn't do it again because a bunch of kids got food poisoning.
Oh,
like, really
then
bad.
don't pull up there and have catfish.
I would not.
A buddy of mine was
I'll
one
go
of the
catch
kids who
some
got food
catfish and cook
poisoning.
some up for you. It'll be great. These are
I'm
these
not
are
a
real
fish guy.
skills I have. It's fun.
I'm not a fish guy.
You would never
the fish away
expect it
from
with
me.
the career path I chose, but I have a very particular set of skills.
See, I did too, and then I stopped because reasons. But
Geek, since you're trash
else was a
Miller's
woman?
picks, I think it's time for you to.
like
explore
Denny's.
yourself
I'm
here.
struggling because all of my favorite restaurants are local, really.
The pancake stack from IHOP.
IHOP is also really not that good.
I haven't had
Never been to
IHOP.
IHOP.
I haven't had IHOP since I was like at least 7 or 8.
See, it's an issue for me because none of those breakfast places, IHOP, Denny's, Sherry's, fucking, I know there's others, Perkins, all those places.
Perkins is good. That's a good place. I like
Their
Perkins.
breakfast is so trash. You can tell
like Perkins
everything's
breakfast.
frozen and none of
But there
it's
are other food.
seasoned. And
I've been conditioned to
for all
enjoy.
of, I still go there, like if I'm traveling somewhere, that's
Yeah.
where I'm going for breakfast. But it's not a good breakfast, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's fun.
No, absolutely.
It's the McDonald's of breakfast. It's mediocre.
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
awful, but it's never good.
Yeah,
Unless you're
See, I've
really
been
craving it
conditioned
for
to-
some reason.
I've been conditioned to enjoy Denny's because theater kid. That's where we went
That's
after
fair.
every show and every choral concert and
fair.
senior skip day. That's where me and all the theater kids went.
See, and that's
God,
why I have
I
a
was-
really soft spot in my heart for Pizza Hut.
That's
Because
valid.
that's where you went after sports. Always.
right.
That and, the reading program they did back in the day. I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember that, but...
Geek saying that Pizza Hut's his favorite restaurant?
No. God, no.
Ace.
No. No.
I'm more of a
So,
Papa John's man myself.
my two favorite
Don't lie.
restaurants right now are places that are local to me and don't exist anywhere else. Our local Chinese place. I live in a small town. I'm not saying specific names of places, but our local
So I
Chinese
guess-
place is wonderful.
I guess like the broader question for you is, what is your go-to Chinese order?
So I've got answers here. I'm a food guy. If you couldn't tell, I like myself some food. So I'm gonna just go on a rant here for a minute. From the local Chinese place, their sesame chicken is fucking incredible. So is their egg drop soup. They're so good, so good. My local Mexican place, it is a smothered enchilada dinner, rice, beans, and a taco.
So,
Wonderful.
that sounds very good.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Their tacos, everything's like, even the shell is homemade and deep fried, so it's like not, it's a crunchy taco, but it's not like a super crunchy taco, like a Taco Bell taco. Oh, so good. If we were to go fast food, it's In-N-Out without a doubt.
See, I've never been to the West Coast. I've never
Have,
experienced.
have you ever been to Shake Shack though? Because you're an East Coast kid. Because Shake Shack is number two.
I've been to Shake Shack. Yeah,
The difference
never.
for
Shake Shack.
the difference between Shake Shack and In-N-Out for me, because like flavor profile wise, I love them both. They're both like tied. Their flavors are different, but like they're both at the top of my list. The difference is a burger at Shake Shack costs $13. A burger at
That's what I was
In-N-Out
gonna
costs
say.
$4.
Is that
So
my only drawback from Shake Shack is how expensive it is.
In-N-Out is wild. Their employees get benefits. They pay like triple minimum wage, and they charge $4 for a double cheeseburger. Like, this place,
Those
It's
are good.
crazy.
they're like
good.
a wonderful company, and they make good food by fast food standards. Like, I can make a better burger
Right.
easily, but like that's not important. By fast food standards, they treat their employees well and they make good food. So In-N-Out always number one. And then for fancy, I don't know, for fancy, I'm going to be honest, there are not great places for me to eat out. So, and a lot of the places I've tried to get hyped up suck. Like, the amount of people who have told me that Cheesecake Factory is good is wild. That is awful food. And it is
Accurate, yeah.
so overpriced. My shepherd's pie cost me $30, and it was bad. How do you fuck up
Damn.
ground beef and mashed potatoes and peas and gravy? How do you fuck this up? It is very simple.
Sounds to me like they need to stick to the cheesecake.
Their menu is legitimately like 12 pages long. It is disgusting.
It's a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's too broad for there to be any good items on it, sadly. I think that this next question is the most important one, most serious one. What do you want to come from this podcast?
Jake,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
we all can have our little me.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, I think that content creation is not necessarily the path that I'm headed down as far as career-wise go. I mean, sports journalism isn't even my career path, but I also think that what we're doing is something that I've enjoyed a lot, and something that I think is definitely very productive for us. I think that it can be very easy with something like this to kind of feel like it's going absolutely nowhere and just kind of staying lateral and neutral throughout the very early process. But I've seen kind of the opposite of that with this. I think there's growth after every episode. I think there's growth after every week, and I think that we're building something that's not necessarily there yet, but it's something that definitely has potential to be there. I mean, these are two guys that I believe in very heavily, and their abilities and their ambitions, and I think that's the reason we're doing this thing, is not because we're just wanting to have fun, but also because like we believe that there's a potential there and an ability there to actually turn this into something that could work and function, and it kind of already is. So I think that it's showing some very good signs in the early process, but I guess for like the end goal, it's just, turning this into something that can have an impact, and turning this into something that isn't just some thing that we do for fun, but something that actually can grow and be here and actually be functional, which again, like I said, it pretty much already is. But yes, there's my spiel.
Miller, go ahead, because my answer for this is kind of the same as my answer for a lot of things, so I'll let the important hitters hit first.
Right. So like Jake, I'm not necessarily somebody who's into content creation as a long-term career. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
that's Geek's thing, It is. He's killing it. It's. I don't think I have the umph to be able to do that full time. This is doing the content creation thing. Maybe I do go somewhere with it. Who fucking knows? I've only been doing it for like a year where I've actually cared. So maybe as I continue to grow and do shit, it'll be different. But it's more building a portfolio and being able to publicly show what I'm capable of doing in terms of talking about sports and giving opinions, and being able to play off of other people and whatnot. And I'm in a situation where I luckily have two like-minded individuals who we don't always agree, which is good. You don't want to just be regurgitating the same shit back and forth, because that's not fun. Which, much as I love Andrew, was kind of my problem with my other podcast, is Andrew and I kind of agreed on everything, which, again, love the kid. It's just at a certain point you need to have some sort of conflict for entertainment value and for discussion's sake, and there wasn't much of that. So to have that and be able to show a future employer, or when I'm applying for internships or whatever, like, hey, I've been doing this is what I'm capable of, that's great. And like I said, if it does branch itself into something where I can be more independent, which would be fucking sick. Like, I'm not saying I want to go work for ESPN one day, because I don't know how much I'd like that, being confined and having to manufacture opinions and hot takes and not be genuine and work with people who are dicks and all that kind of stuff,
Yep.
The dream is to go the Brett Coleman route, I suppose, where you work in traditional media while also having the online presence and the following and your independence and whatnot, and it leads you to other bigger things where you can make a bigger salary, because money's not everything, but it's a lot of it. So point is, I just want to be able to talk about sports and make money long term. That's my end goal, and I feel like this is a good position to work further towards that. Not that I'm doing the podcast specifically for money, but it's a good display of my abilities.
If we were doing this strictly for money, we are failing horribly.
Yes.
We have put so much work in for literally zero monies. So
yeah.
If we're doing it just for money, we are bad at that goal.
Yeah, exactly. Also, to meet Haley Steinfeld. That's the real goal.
See, I believe
Get
that.
my shot.
I believe.
Get my shot.
She is definitely listening to this right now, and she's going
Listen,
to be
hopefully.
You don't understand. My goal is to get nominated for like an Emmy or something as a sportscaster and run into her at an after party and get my shot to rizz her up.
See,
that's the end goal.
You're lucky. Almost every celebrity I've ever had a crush on is now married. So I'm out.
I'm
tapping.
Safe, thankfully.
Right. I'm out.
Listen, all I'm saying is let me find Haley Steinfeld tweet about football once and see how quick I start spamming her DMs to get her home run the North. I think I'm joking.
That would be an interesting
football,
episode.
I'm in her DMs.
She-
Okay,
Dude,
We're gonna
you
be like
know I
halfway
would
through.
take over the show because I'd just start asking questions about working with MGK because it'd be funny.
I feel like middle of the NFL season, we're just gonna see Haley Steinfeld tweet Justin Fields is the MVP, and Miller will
Oh
just
my
be like,
God.
I'd be 6 feet under if that happened.
Nah.
I wouldn't. I would
Wouldn't-
die.
No, we need
would be
something.
alive to
We need
DM her.
We need something bad for Miller to happen. Not like horrible, but she needs to tweet out that she's like a Vikings or a Packers fan, or
No, she's
even a
from
Lions
Cali. She
fan.
wouldn't be a Viking. She wouldn't be an NFC North fan. She's from Cali.
That doesn't mean anything.
She
You
would
are
tweet
a
out that she
Bears
believes
fan
in Brock
from
Purdy.
Maryland. You are a Packers fan from New York, and I am a Vikings fan from Wyoming. None of that matters.
Entire
No,
family.
she's-
was
like I
And when
said,
she was
she's
growing
gonna
up, there was
tweet
no California teams, but like the Raiders and Niners sucked. She's not.
She's gonna
picking
tweet
them.
out Brock Purdy QB1.
we
Then
if
she's
we
an
brought her on
elf.
the podcast,
Walking
Geek
elf.
would. If we got on the podcast, Geek, she would leave it because Geek would be like, "How could you possibly think this?"
Absolutely.
Geek,
That's
what
not
do you
true.
hope
Most people are
come out of the
super
podcast?
casual. So that's valid. No, so my answer for this has always been the same. Now I am very different than these two. Content creation is my job. This is my career path. Like I'm here. But I think most of my other content, except for on TikTok where we all met, is quite different. This is an actual outlet for me to really be able to talk sports with an audience that actually cares about that. I'm going to be honest, the people who watch the Scuffed Ass podcast aren't there for sports. They're here for all the other goofy shit we talk about. And it became very sports related, which was a problem. Like, it was sports all the time. It still is to a degree, but that's because I am horrible at preparation for that show. There's a reason it's named what it's named. There's a reason Jake runs that part of this show. I just come out here and say things. Like that's what I do. I have my opinions on stuff, and if you let me ramble enough, I'll get to all of them eventually. Like that's kind of what I do. But the goal for content creation for me has always been to entertain people. That's been the goal of my entire life, and I think this allows me to, with a group of, I don't know how like-minded we all are in actuality, but you know, good friends, also no ball, able to sit for 2 hours a week and just, you know, hang out, have great conversations, get into it about shit randomly, like me yelling about the Packers or Drew Lock. Like, we all have our things. Miller yelling about fullbacks. It's important. We got to get in there. And then our disagreements are great.
Yeah.
We all still respect each other enough to not be douchebags, but we're also allowed to be
That's a
ourselves
lie.
in the way we argue.
Berates me off camera.
No, we're not doing this.
Bullies me.
No.
I am a victim.
All right, victim complex, grow up.
But
Jesus Christ.
Jake's
I
the
actually-
victim. If anybody's a victim.
I actually do
That's
think
valid.
that our difference in mindsets outside of sports is also something that benefits us pretty greatly.
Absolutely.
I believe. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good stopping point. We also do have 2 more questions if we want to hit those. I feel like we should. But that was a good question.
Maybe we should have done those 2 first. Because this should have been the
Hit me
last
right after.
question.
Next question's gonna be like poopy.
favorite breed of dog. What's your favorite breed of dog?
Oh, easy. German Shepherds.
Husky.
Mine's a Westie.
Jesus
what my dog
Christ.
is.
Can we all agree on anything? Fuck.
Dude, my dog is like legitimately one of the cutest dogs I've ever seen in my life, and it's not even biased.
Prove it right now. Get the dog.
He's asleep,
Present it.
but I will send a picture to the
Just
Discord right
get
now.
him to
Wake the dog up. And
It's
present
fine.
it.
He's also in my sister's room, and I'm not waking up my sister to be like, "Hey, the bozos on my podcast want to see dog," so I'm stealing him.
That's
It's a
valid.
perfectly excusable reason to wake her up, though.
Here,
Fine.
we want to see a living dog. Hold on.
Geek has a dog? I didn't even know Geek had a dog.
I have a dog.
You have a dog too? What? I guess you don't
Bandit
talk
from
about
Bluey.
dogs ever. Bluey.
This dog.
Come here. Come here.
Not Bluey, it's Bandit. It's the dad.
Up higher.
Oh, it's that
Stand up.
guy.
God damn it. Dog.
I found a good picture of him.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a head of a dog.
come on.
Hey, yo, dog. If you're not watching on YouTube, you are missing out, bro.
Yeah, there's dog. He won't jump up any higher. He's just trying to cuddle with my leg.
What's his name?
Dean. We had another dog that was his brother from the same litter and was named Sam. I'm going to see if you can get that reference while I go close my door. now that you're in.
Supernatural, right?
Yes.
Never seen it, but I know the characters because one of them is oh my god, what's the actor's name?
He is not a husky,
Oh my God.
just in case you were curious. But huskies are my
Who-
favorite breed of
Who's
dog.
the actor that's in under the Jensen Ackles?
Yeah.
He's one of the Supernatural guys, right?
Yeah, he's Dean.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember his name. Okay, that is a cute dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog. He's
Oh.
a very cute dog.
That idiot was a border collie lab mix, and he is very dumb, but I love him.
This isn't even.
Valid.
This is the only picture I could find of him on my phone. I'm a terrible person. I don't
Here,
have a lot of fun.
I'll send you guys a better picture of Dean. Oh, that is a cute dog.
All right, what's the final question?
Final question, because I am very tired. It is, who's the greatest Seahawks player of all time, and who is your favorite Seahawks player currently? Greatest of all time, I think for me it's probably like, is it like bad to say Russell Wilson?
No,
He's up
but
there. Like Steve Largent's up there.
Largen's my pick.
A lot of the guys from the Legion of Boom have an argument. Like,
I lied. He's not my pick. I know my pick.
who's your pick?
I would say Steve Largent. Steve Largent for me.
Strong. Greatest Seahawks fullback of all time, Max Strong.
I'm gonna go with Beast Mode, just 'cause it's fun. Let me cook.
Definitely up there.
Max
Oh,
Strong.
absolutely.
John L. Williams is up there.
Also,
Who's
how
that?
many guys not named Beast Mode have a moment even close to the Beast Quake?
Richard Sherman pass breakup in the end zone was pretty cool.
Nah, because nobody
I
remembers the
remember.
pass breakup. They remember him screaming. That's it. Nobody remembers the play. They remember. They
I
remember.
associate that entire thing as a whole moment of his, which I find cool. But yes,
Yeah.
and also, second part of the question: favorite Seahawks player currently?
Ballore.
God
Oh.
damn it! Why are we here? Say
Nick
it,
Ballore.
asshole.
Man who just signed an extension with the team.
What a waste of money.
Drew Lock on a $4 million
Oh,
deal
God.
still would.
I can't even
Him on
answer
that
the
to
way
do.
I wanted to. Who do I pick? Rashad Penny isn't there anymore. Who do I pick?
Nick Ballore.
Fucking sure, because I don't. Ah, boy,
He's
hey,
dope.
Maffa.
You guys are dope. Oh boy, I'm off is cool too.
Boy, I'm off.
Yeah.
I've
My
never been a
answer
big
may
DK guy.
change here in a
His
month.
swag isn't
Michael
enough.
Dixon is actually my favorite guy. Bill Dixon, punter.
Nick Ballore.
DK's the wrong kind of swaggy. I don't know. The pacifier kills it for me. I hate it.
That's true.
I hate it. Like he looks, dude. To me, he looks so menacing because he's so big and the dark visor, and then the pacifier. It just ruins the look. Maybe if he wasn't going for the menacing look everywhere else, like Tyler Lockett, that guy should rock the pacifier. That just feels more right with his image, you know. Yeah, that's what I got. He needs like the one with like fangs on it or something. That's what DK needs.
True.
Paint fangs on there or some crazy stuff. But all right.
I mean, if that is all you guys have, that's all I've got. So, yeah, that was our listener mailbag. 23 something like that questions ripped through. Obviously, we'll probably do more of these in the future. I'm assuming we'll be doing another mock draft at some point as the draft process goes on longer. But if you have been enjoying the stuff that you've been seeing from us here here on Run the North. I would highly encourage you to help grow the podcast any way you can. Go sub to the YouTube, go follow the TikTok and the Instagram, the Twitter, all at Run the North Pod, and of course, Run the North Podcast on Spotify. I believe Apple Podcasts now, as far as
And
Geek may
Google
have mentioned. Apple
Podcasts.
Podcasts, Google Podcasts, basically anywhere you're listening to podcasts, except for a few minor ones. But yeah, without further ado, I am tired and I'm signing it off. So I'm gonna be the last one to talk. 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 End it. 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 End the recording. End the recording. End the recording.
He's not gonna do it. Just shut the fuck up and let him do his thing.
Bye.